Hi guys. I'm here at home. As you know, we are still in a lockdown in Italy, but we are ready to have some incredible sailing moment. Thanks to you that are broadcasting the first day of official racing of the Melges Virtual World League. We are on the virtual regatta platform, and we will race in the beautiful water of Porto Cervo. So it will be a full night of sailing. We will have at least 3 hours of fun on the virtual water of a virtual regatta, and we will have 6 group racing on the offshore racer boat. I remember again, we will race in Porto Cervo with some Mistral blowing, and we will have 6 groups with 19 sailors. It means that we will have tonight working here and having fun, pro sailor, tactician, e-sailors, for a total number of 120 guys. Yes, tell me. So I think that we have a great bunch of sailors everywhere in the fleets, and it could be really interesting to give a look in the fleet number 2. We will have Giulio Desiderato, one of the North Sail specialists that will sail on ETA 5, and we will have Verena Weber. She was sailing on Petit Terrible, and she was on the top of the Europeans some years ago with Claudia Rossi as owner driver. Then we have Lorenzo Lupi that is sailing on Torpione, and is one of the guys that is the son of the owner of Torpione. Torpione is owned by Edoardo Lupi and Massimo Pessina. Lorenzo Lupi will sail on board Torpione. Then we will have Vittorio Di Giacomo, Achille Onorato with Mascalzone Latino Junior, Martin Reintes, that is the owner of Caipirinha, and he will sail on Caipirinha. Then we have the 2 guys, Simone and Andrea Bussani, and that's all for this group. I will think that we will have some great fight on the water. Yeah. He is one of the owner of the Melges 20 class. Vincenzo Norato, the father, was inside of the America's Cup, and he's also a Melges 32 owner. He was 3 times winner of the Far 40 World with Mascalzone Latino. Then he moved on the Melges 32. He got the success in the Europeans in on the Garda Lake in Riva del Garda a couple of years ago. He also won some world championship in the ORC classes, and he has one of the son that is named Achille, and Achille is sailing from some years, I think at least 6-7 years in the Melges 20 class. So I think that he's not a newcomer also here in the virtual on the virtual regatta platform. But but just something more regarding the group number one with G-Spot. I know that you know also G-Spot. G-Spot is one of our Melges 32, and the helmsman is Gian Giacomo Serena di Lapigio, and I know that you have some experience with him on the platform. They are telling me that tonight we have the other kind of problem. They are listening me, but they can't listen you.
Okay. Thank you so much. Now should be fine. Was quick solvable mistake. So I'm going to have a look because right now the races should be open.
So, guys, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you Alberto Carraro. Alberto Carraro will be our co-presentator, our presentator tonight, and we are commenting the first day of the Melges Virtual World League. Welcome with us, Alberto, and it's really nice to have you here on your system. You are broadcasting live.
Yeah, absolutely. And sorry, probably because the first introduction didn't come out as the sound was not working perfectly. We are here for the Melges World League. We are the first day. We are broadcasting Group A, and we are seeing that right now we have the first fleet that is open, and we are going to watch it if it's okay for you.
Yes, it's really okay.
Okay, let me move to our race. So in every race, we have to remember that the boat will be the offshore boat. That is the offshore boat in the system. We always have one of our racing committee that is mandatory to stay inside the race. So he will be the race officer. And it will be always when we enter in the live in the first position. As you can see here, we have Melges World League 1, so we are looking at the field number 1, and we start to have the other people coming in as we speak, as the start is coming in 7 minutes. Do you want to have a quick look around on every single we have here, so we can also recognize them with a color while I'm going through? Is it okay for you?
Yes, sure.
So we have patch 1334, the German boat with blue sails and an eagle on top. Can you tell us anything about that?
So we have the German boat, and the German boat is we have a different German boat. This is patch 1334, and this is Elias Rote, and is sailing on a patch, and is coming from the crew of EAT, that is one of the new team sailing inside of the Melges 32 class. Is one of the new Corinthian team, and we can't wait to see them sailing inside of the Melges 32 fleet.
Okay, the second one will be for us another German team. The name is Homanit Max, and he's sailing with pink sails. Can you tell anything about this?
Yes, this is another of the Corinthian team that is sailing inside of the Melges 32 class. We had an incredible season closing past year with the Worlds in Valencia, and the Worlds went to some other German guys, the guys of La Pericolosa, and it was an incredible end of season. But Homanit is one of the Corinthian crew sailing inside of the Melges 32 class. They have some experience because they are with us from 3 years, for sure, more than a couple of years.
And then we have from Russia, Sancho _2. He is with green sails, a pretty standard set of sails, and as you know, a lot of sailors are scaramantic, so green is not actually the nicest color we can have. So can you tell us about Sancho at the
Yes,
moment?
I think that we are talking about Alexei Kulakov. Is one of the Russian sailors that is a well-known face on the dock of the Melges events. We have some different crew coming from Russia, especially inside of the Melges 20 class. They have a very strong representative inside of the class with the Russian bogatyrs that is all the time in the podium positions year after year. They had some great success both in Europe than in the USA. And Alex Kulakov is one of the Russian guy that is sailing inside of the Melges classes.
Just to let you know, just to give a quick heads up to the people who do not know this game, every single boat can decide which color to dress up, but to change the color you have like to buy it. And the standard one, the game decides to give it as green. So normally when you see green boat on the racing area, you have people that do not know much the game or are pretty new, and especially because as we all know, green is not really color that is giving a lot of luck. Is kind of the standard one, so they want you to buy another one and change as soon as possible. So the next one will be Blackjack from Norway with this amazing red and black sails.
We have Blackjack. Blackjack is coming from Norway. Doug Butch. If I have to going back with my memories, I think that we have some for sure. We have some team named Blackjack, and they are coming from Norway. To be honest, in this moment, I have not so much connection between my memories and Doug Butch.
No worries. If you want, we can move on to Katta Save the Queen, the Italian boat with a blue sail with a top black.
Alessandro Cattaneo from GD Cube.
Okay, then if you want, we can go a little bit faster. We have a PC69 with another Azure boat still from Italy.
And here we have Pietro De Luca that is sailing on Vilma.
Okay.
Vilma is one of the Melges 32 boat of our Melges 32 class.
Bertolino 87, even I know him, is Niccolo Bertola. Can you tell us more about him with his orange, golden gray sails with a ninja on top?
Niccolo Bertola is the helmsman of Taki 4. They are among the best in the Melges 24 class. I'm all the time involved in the Melges 24 events, and I know really well all the guys of the crew. The crew is owned by Marco Zammarchi, and they are the Corinthian world champion of the Melges 24 class.
Okay, then we have Regina Second with green sails.
Regina Second.
Regina 2
is Regina Second is Samuel Naldi.
Okay, then we have Roadrunner in the UK boat. Roadrunner 1942 with black and red sails.
Duncan Yebsley.
Okay, then we have Bidello. Italian green sails.
We are talking about Umberto De Luca. Umbi De Luca is also sailing on board the Melges 32 Wilma.
Okay, then we have from Hungary, Malor, with the blue sails.
Vizi Laszlo, coming from Hungary.
Oh, and now we have our famous G-Spot. She doesn't race actually with the Swiss flags, but I think is Monaco's flags.
No, this is the Monaco flag, and he's sailing also G-Spot is the Melges 32 owned by Gian Giacomo Serena di Lapigio. He's sailing under the same number of Monaco.
Then we have the Turkish VG Urgunsen, but I believe with the black sails.
VG Urgunsen is Ugur Hezen, and is one of the crew member of the Melges 32 acre sailing team.
Wow, that's really interesting because I know him from previous races on actually Virtual Regatta inshore, and he's a really, really tough sailor. And the last one from Sweden, Inglorious Bastard.
Inglorious Bastard is owned by Jens Lickland.
Okay, perfect. And now we have 1 minute to the start. So if you want, we can have a look of the racing area that we have at the moment, the wind condition, and how will be beneficial where to start. So we have the... Yeah, go.
We are inside of the minute, so right now it seems some neutral condition. What do you think about that?
Yeah, the line is pretty neutral, a little bit advantage on the race committee boat, but there is a big left wind shift, so the boat are definitely going to have some trouble to understand where to go. As you can understand, if you start on the race committee, you have the right, the starboard right. If you start on the left, you will have more wind shift. So 16 seconds to the start. We stay here on the line to see who is going to start as best, and then we swap him over him. So I see really well blue boat in the middle, but actually we have a Roadrunner going for one of the best start over here. He is in first position, and then we are going to wait when the wind will going to shift, what's going to happen. What do you think is the best area to have a look right now?
Like I see some bunch of boat on the other side of the race course down there. It will be really interesting when they will start to cross one on the other. And look at the wind. It seems that we have more pressure on the right side of the race course now.
There is a nice fight between VG Urgensen and G-Spot. And G-Spot is forced to tack and pass behind a Roadrunner. As you can see, there is also a bunch of boats that went really, really long on the ley line. Do you think it's going to pay for them?
I believe yes. I believe that they will pay something, and maybe the green one, that I think that's Regina too, seems in a good position, but on the back they have for sure to go down, and so they will lose for sure distance on the opponents.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you can see, Bidello is already all the way to the right with Bertolino 87, Nicolo Bertola, and they're going down, the first one who reached the ley line. So I believe this one will be nice, because also, as you can see, there is a right wind shift coming up from the left-hand corner. As you can see, there is the 3 flags that represent the direction of the wind, and the right wind is coming right up, but maybe it's too late for them to get the first position, but they're definitely in a really good position.
So we are ready for the first upwind mark of the Melges Virtual World League for the group number 1, with Regina, that is on the mark in first position. So Samuel Naldi is leading the race with BG Ugelsen as an Ugur, that is representing Acre Sailing Team on the water, that is fighting for the second position with Gian Giacomo Serena di Lapigio G-Spot. Gian Giacomo gets a penalty because he touched the mark while he was trying to avoid the collision with the Turkish boat, and so he's losing ground right now with Umberto De Luca, with Umbidello, that is sailing over him.
And as you can see on the top left, you can see the radar says that in the middle there is no wind. There is 2 channels of wind on the 2 sides. So probably this boat are going to catch it a little bit earlier than the right side, earlier than the left side. And we will see what's going to happen, because also there is a lot of boats here. They're going to cover each other a lot. So this one will be really tough. Oh, look at the fight here between G-Spot and Malor ended up
Malor.
with a penalty for Malor at the moment.
For Malor. So G-Spot is now sailing in position number 9 with some great fight that is expected down the gate. Look at this incredible footage coming from Porto Cervo.
So we have a change on the top, as we says that because there is less traffic, Umbidello and Niccolo Bertola, they are fighting for the head position because they went in a zone where there were no other boats. So going to the wrong direction is actually going to be helpful for them. But we have a disconnection for Niccolo Bertola, so we lost him. And he's going to be disqualified for the first race. So we have Umbidello in first position, Blackjack in second position, third position for VG Ugensen, fourth position for Regina 2.
Actually, as you know, during the selection series, we will count on 3 discard just to avoid some problem due to some error made by the sailors or some disconnection. And we have tons of players that are now sailing on the incredible system of virtual regatta. So the internet connection can be sometime a problem that some sort of problem that you can have also on your sailing boat, coming maybe from some failure of your gear. So everything can happen during the sailing races.
Yeah, absolutely. As you can see, Regina second, he took actually the second position in front of Blackjack and VG Jurgensen. So we have.
Yeah. It's really interesting, the separation that now we are experiencing on the race course. So it will be interesting to know the name of the boat that will be on the second upwind mark in first position.
Yeah, as you can see, Regina number 2 and Umbidello are coming exactly at the same time. Probably Umbidello is just a little bit in front of Regina number 2, but he's on portboard and he doesn't have the right of way. Let's see what's going to happen. We have Umbidello in first, and he's getting the penalty from Regina second because he entered in the zone on port side, and he do not have any right until he cleared the mark. And just before the mark was cleared, Regina second hit him and give him the penalty.
Regina second, Samuel Naldi is leading the race with Umberto De Luca on Umbidello that is now second, and we have again a good comeback from the Turkey guy Ugur Ezen that is with VG on the water, and he's sailing also on the real on Iker sailing team.
And this one is, as you can see, there is another separation. Seems that Regina second with the first jibe set, she can go straight to the finishing line due to this wind shift, and Umbidello did not notice it, and he went so far away that probably he lost firstly the position over the Turkish boat VG Urgensen, but then probably also with the other boat in the middle of the fleet. What are you going to say? Do you think Umbidello can make it for the third position or not?
For the third position, I think that he can be on the podium. I think that we will have no changes between now and on the finish line for the first 3 boats.
So we have Regina second, finish in first position, amazing race for them. Second position for the Turkish team that finished with a really good backup. We're really sorry for Umbidello that he is losing the first position just because he chose the wrong side. Fourth position for Malor, fifth for Kata Save the Queen, sixth for Blackjack, seventh for Patch, then 8 for PC69, then we have G-Spot in Roadrunner, and there are 2 Roadrunner, no. And we are going to go directly to the results. Do you think that G-Spot can come back from this 10th position?
I think that G-Spot can come back from this position. We saw Gian Giacomo Serena di Lapicio sailing during the practice race. He was really fast on the water. He got a penalty during this race, and as you know, when you have a penalty, you can have some good comeback, but most of the time it's really difficult to return inside on a one design class.
Absolutely. We have on our chat people say ready to race in our chat. We have Giuseppe Capaldi, that is a Psycho, and I believe is on the next group of fleet number 4.
I have some results coming from the other race course,
Okay.
and we can go to talk about the results that we had in on the Fleet 3 Race 1. Fleet 3 Race 1 was for All In, Swiss boat that was traded by Dogarbs, a Turkish representative. Then Alexei Boloshenko, a Russian boat, Carota, Pine Stripe 92. So this is the results of Fleet 3 Race 1, while in the Fleet 2 Race 1, Psycho was on the top of the spot with boat 99123 coming in second. Then Sesto Elemento upside down, Giulio Desiderato, that was fifth on the finish line, and then the Swiss guy of Cortauri.
That's really amazing that we have all. So we have Atomic, Psycho, 997, Cortauri, Lauro, Sesto Elemento, Hit, Die, right?
Yes, this is one of our group, and I'm going to check for which group is this one, with Marco Querci, that is managing
the group number 2.
The group number 2 with Giulio Desiderato and Achille Onorato. So I go fast with the entry list of this group. We have on the water Dai, Leone Taddei sailing on Joji, Giulio Desiderato with Ita 5, the North Side specialist. Cortauri coming from Switzerland with Manuel Burgi, It of the Melges 32, It, Max Augustin. Then Vudi with Verena Weber, Torpione, Lorenzo Lupi, Upside Down, Stefano Migliarini, Ricola Schulte with Morten Nickel, 997 Turtle, Vittorio Di Giacomo, Sesto Elemento, Francesco De Bernardi, Capogita, Andrea Magni, Lauro, Marco Laurino, Mascalzone Latino Junior, Achille Onorato, Fragliotto, Martin Reintes. Gli ultimi due sono armatori delle Melges, un Melges 20 per Achille Onorato, un Melges 32 per Martin Reintes. Poi abbiamo Dr. B, Stefan Bulkertrein, Zingo with Marco Zingone, Psycho, winner of the first race, Giuseppe Capalbi from Yacht Club Capri, Atomic 8665, Simone Bussani, Sdra of Andrea Bussani, and that's all.
So here we have both amazing e-sailor like Psycho, and like we say, Capogita was already good. We have Zdra, that is also another good one, and we have amazing sailor, right? Also in this group. So while you were going through the name, I show up all the name of the boat, all the boat that you are speaking about, and we have actually
so we have Dai. I don't know if we have Dai on the water.
What do you mean?
Right now, Dai.
Yeah.
Dai is helmed by Leone Taddei. He's as you can see, he has a B on the main, and Leone Taddei is one of the guys that is sailing on board Joji, that was fighting a couple of years ago in the water of Cagliari to success in the Melges 32 World, but they were second on the back of Tavatui, the Russian guys that did the success for the second time in a row.
Okay.
Then we
1 minute to the race.
and so we can go talking about what is going to happen on the water of Porto Cerpovo on the platform of Virtual Regatta. This is the second official race for the group number 2 in the first edition of the Melges Virtual World League.
So over here, if you want, we can see that the race committee is really high. So it's really closer to the mark. So everybody will have a geometrical advantage in the moment they're starting the race committee. But also there is a left wing shift that is, I would say, pretty stable. I'm not saying that it's going to rotate massively in the next 30 seconds to the right. So this one will split all the fleet all around. So we're going on the race committee to check exactly who will be in, who will be out. Some penalty around the line for Giacomo Ita 5.
Giulio Desiderato is under penalty.
But we have here Psycho, I believe. Yeah, Psycho. 5 seconds to the start. Really fast. But Capogita is not letting him accelerate. And I will say good start for Zdra in the middle of the fleet. Good start for Desiderato on the right hand side of the race, but with this left wing shift, if he's not rotating really soon to the right, this one will be interesting to see, because all the boats are taking the advantage right now and the wind actually is rotating to the right. So Giulio Desiderato will have a good advantage with Mascalzone Latino Jr. and Psycho.
Let me tell you that Giulio Desiderato was in trouble until a few seconds before the start due to the penalty that he got from, I think, Mascalzone Latino that was sailing close to him. But he had at the end a great start and is now sailing in some good path of wind.
As you can see, the group is mostly in the center of the race area and on the left-hand side, rather than a few boats are actually located to the right-hand side. And the right wing shift that we call it before already rotated back to a left wing shift. So the wind is really dancing for this amazing race.
And now we have Giulio Desiderato that is coming from the right side of the race course. He's trying to cross the fleet. We are looking him on 7th position, and he is now crossing with Zdra that got a penalty, and is now on the back of Atomic that is giving to him some bad hair, and now Giulio Desiderato is sailing toward the right line.
And he get a penalty from Capogita because he tucked too close to him and he cannot avoid the contact. So we're going to the first mark to see what's going to happen.
I know that they have a lot of battle on the water, Giulio Desiderato and Andrea Magni.
So there is a penalty for Cortauri. So we have Upside Down in first position, Atomic in second position, third position for Psycho, then Cortauri and Capogita, but both with the penalties. See if they're going to lose some position. Where do you think they should go?
Upside Down is owned by Stefano Migliarini, and right now I think that we have all the fleet that is sailing on the same line. Maybe they have to reach the puff of wind that we can see on the radar that we have, that now Alberto is showing to us with the mouse.
Yeah, you can see it also on the sea is over here. There is a puff, so the wind is going to increase over here. But you will have all the traffic from 18 boats on the back. So this one will be interesting, because in the moment that Upside Down is going to jibe, Atomic is going to jibe, Psycho is going to jibe, and will be a nice train that will be interesting to follow. As you can see,
Psycho is going to attack Atomic, and Atomic has to jibe again to have some space to suffer less the bad air that Psycho is producing on him.
And the difference is half a knot, but is enough. And SDRA Zdra is catching up also on Atomic, even if is covered by some boats in the background. So we have Upside Down, a good round for the committee pin, and then a division between Atomic and Psycho, both with an amazing drop, but there is a little bit of lag at the moment with the server, and we have in fourth position Zdra, Cortauri, and then the rest of the fleet.
So upside down, just to remember some name of our hands, and is Stefano Migliarini, and on Psycho we have Giuseppe Capaldi from Yacht Club Capri, and on Atomic that is sailing right now in third position we have Simone Bussani.
Just to let you know, Giuseppe Capaldi is still writing on our chat. He gives all the update on our YouTube chat. So if you want to leave a message and to be that you mean you're following the live, don't worry. Feel free to do it, and so we know that you are hearing all our advice regarding all the race.
But for sure, you know better than me the virtual regatta platform. You can be more useful to the sailors, and I'm really amazed about how some of the e-sailors are controlling the boat, how they can anticipate the right wind shift, and it's really amazing to go looking also the virtual racing.
Amazing passage between Psycho and Atomic. Psycho avoided the penalty just for a few millimeters, and during the next stack, Psycho took few meters of advantage as Atomic tried to give him a penalty without any success. Then in fourth position, SDRA, and then there is a fight between Capogita and Cortauri. Cortauri have the right of way, but Capogita is really close to him. They are not overlapped, as you can see, so there will be a penalty for Capogita. Yeah, because Cortauri laughed up. Capogita didn't avoid the collision, and he is now have to wait for a few seconds before he can start again. And
Giulio Desiderato is passing on Andrea Magni.
Yeah, absolutely, and he's attacking already Cortauri, a little bit undisturbed, with no one is going actually to fight with him, so he's free to fight against Cortauri. He's slowing him down 14.7 against 16.2, 1.5 knots difference between the two boats. Let's see what's going to happen.
Look at Giulio Desiderato that is sailing fast. Actually, Cortauri had to jibe a few seconds ago, and now Giulio, it seems that is in front of Cortauri and is grabbing another position.
So, we're going to watch at the finishing. They said that Psycho's in front, but there is no way Psycho is in the front. Upside down in first position, Psycho in second. And then there's a fight for the third position between Atomic and Zdra, but Atomic finishing third. Fourth position for Zdra. Fifth position for Giulio Desiderato. And then Cortauri loses also this position against the Italian.
It was a great race for Upside Down and for the three top boat, because they were all the time in control of the situation. Upside Down was really solid and was able to get the finish line before the opponent. So Upside Down with Stefano Migliarini is the winner of the second race of the group number 2, trailed by Psycho, that was the winner of the first race, then Atomic, Zdra, and Giulio Desiderato, the North Sail specialist. Cortauri, both 99123, Sesto Elemento, Dai, It. Then Achille Onorato, Mascalzone Latino, Andrea Magni, Capogita, Zingo, Ricola Schulte, 997 Turtle, Lollo Wolves, Lorenzo Lupi, Lauro 68, Marco Laurino, and other Melges sailor.
So now we have to choose the next one. So now we should have a look on the race number 3. What do you think?
Yes, I agree completely with you. I'm looking for the ranking after the first race. And I know that maybe I get some message coming here. Okay. So at the end of the first race, we have just one result valid for the sailors. We had Samuel Naldi, Giuseppe Capaldi, and Cedric Schenk coming from Switzerland in first position with 1 point, trailed by Ugar Ezen, Yazar Doga, two guys coming from Turkey, and both 99123 with 2 points. So the first 6 position after race number 1, and I'm receiving other results thanks to the Melges Europe guys that are working on the back of the Sheen, but they are doing some great job delivering continuously info to us. Ottavia Reggio, that is new inside of the Melges team, is sending me the results of Fleet 3, Fleet 1, Race 2. And the winner was Homanit Max. So one of the guys sailing on board the Melges 32 Homanit was the winner in front of Regina, Roadrunner 1942, Bertolino. So Niccolò Bertola was in the race after the disconnection that he had in the first during the first race, and in 5th position Gian Giacomo Serena di Lapigio on G Spot. Other results, here we have Fleet number 3, race 2. We have Dogarps on the top of the spot with Escopazzo sailing team in 2nd position. It Julian, one of the guys sailing on the Corinthian crew of in the Melges 32 class of It. Bamba with Federico Buscaglia sailing on Caipirinha, that is 4th, and All In, that was the winner of race number 1. So Alberto, it seems to me that the situation starts to be stressful for our helmsman, from our virtual helmsman.
Yeah, absolutely. And the fleet is really crowded, and this is really tough for each one of them to find the right spot to decide to go wherever they prefer. Is not that easy, so it's really tough even for experienced sailor to find a spot where they can go and find a nice area where to race without any of the disturbance of other boats. I'm actually checking for the next race, but I can find only race 1 and 2. I cannot find race 3. Can you confirm me if you can see it already started?
So in race number 3 is supposed to have Hungary representative, Turkey, Italian boat. So we have to check for a mixed some mixed flags.
Mm-hmm. Do you have
Can
any?
show it to us? Yes, we have the name of Dogarps, Hungary 58, Bamba, Escopazzo sailing team, Alpina, Olin, Mojito, J Fossati, Pulesh. So we have 2 guys sailing on the Melges 24, Giacomo Fossati, the tactician of Taki 4, Riccardo Gomiero, that is sailing on Montura, is on Pulesh. Dani G, she's the Dani Rast, the wife of Christopher Rast, that was the winner of the Melges 24 Worlds in Middelfart, Denmark, some season ago. Russian 261, Vadim Yakimienko. Then Carota, Marionotto, that is a pro sailor. He was involved in the Melges 32 class with the Russian guys. Anton 470, Anton Sergeyev is one of the crew member of Russian Bogatirs. They are among the best in the Melges 20 class. Kimi 11, Michele Andreatini, Fresnedator, Cesar Travado Rosado, Pinstripe D92, Connor Flower, Whip Earl, Luke Patience, Alexei Voloshenko, that is Alexei Voloshenko, and we know that was among the best in the other race. Sapido, that is coming from Croatia, Zaksar 5007, Viktor Zakharov, coming from Russia, and Melstone, that is Kirill Frolov. So
we have Carota, that is Marionotto from the TP52 Macchia Mediterranea, I believe, in Naples. Then we have Pulesh, you told me it was another. I remember his name of Pulesh. Can you remember me his name, please?
Pulesh is Riccardo Gomiero, and he's sailing on the Melges 24 of Montura.
Okay.
I was receiving some message from Giulio De Desiderato that is telling me that I have to turn the first mark in the top 5 to close better the race. So he is updating me about the situation that he has under the hands.
And then we also have Nicola Girardi from Escopazzo Sailing Team. That is from the Garda Lake. He's a keelboat sailor, but
yes, and he was among the best in the previous race in group number 3.
Then we have Jay Fossati. You were telling me.
Giacomo Fossati is the tactician of Taki 4, is the guy that is talking all the time with the Nicolò Bertola,
okay,
that was sailing in the group number 2.
Thank God we split it, because think about what happened if they were in the same fleet. They will not speak after that anymore. And we have Voloshenko. Sorry.
Olin, Cedric Schenk, the Swiss guy that was sailing on EFG, that was the winner in Middelfart with Chris Rast helming. He was one of the crew member of the successful Melges 24 EFG that won in Middelfart.
So just to let you know my experience about the e-sailor, we have Alexei Voloshenko and Escopazzo that are going to fight for the best position. Carota Marionotto just started last week to start the race, so we cannot expect a lot from him, but we know he's going to give his best. And Giacomo Fossati is not the first time I saw him in the racing areas, so I'm really looking forward also for his results. And we have the start.
And let me know just a few seconds about Bamba. Bamba is Federico Buscaglia, and I discovered the virtual regatta inshore, because we know that we have also the offshore version, thanks to Federico Buscaglia. So he was my maestro in the virtual regatta world.
So he's his fault if everything here happened. So 44 seconds to the start, and we're going to have a look on the racing area. The line give another geometric advantage to the race committee, but the wind is much more neutral. So we will see where all the boats are going to the race committee. As you can see, we have 7 boats actually on the race committee, and then the rest of the fleet is splitting off, with only one, I believe is the Hungarian boat, going through the other start. So we're going to see the start of Dog Arbs. 5 seconds to the start, they're all packed over there, and there is not actually any penalty in here, just both are tacking as fast as they could. Oh, as you can see, there was a little bit of a problem.
Dog Arbs is sailing with the number 5 on the sails and the same color of ETA 5 that we saw before, and he had the same start of Desiderato, because he crossed the line and immediately he tacked to go sailing on the right side of the race course, and we have some puff of wind coming. This is not a Mistral wind. We are sailing with some southeasterly wind in Porto Cervo.
And as you can see, we start to have the first boat that are trying to cross without any success. So the UK boat stripped 92 get a penalty from Carota, and Carota gets the second position, and after the penalty he tack again.
So Connor Fowler that is sailing on Pine Stripe, that is now falling down in the ranking with the guys of Dog Arbs that are leading the race. Sorry, guys, and is Yazar Doga Arubas, and is sailing in Eker sailing team.
And we have Dog Arbs in the first position. Bamba, your maestro, in second position. Try to but they are all really close. As you can see, we have, except the dog arbs that find exactly all the right wind shift, all the other one are 7 boats in 30 meters, so definitely is going to happen something. As you can see here, we have 5 boats, and the first penalty are actually going to come with Carraro that actually did a really nice tuck over
It was
MWL3.
unbelievable, the attack of Carrota, because it was in possible trouble, but he sort out from the situation in a really brilliant way. And now Dogard is accelerating toward the offset mark and is ready to hoist the kite and start the first downwind of race number 3 for the group number 3 of the first day in the Melges Virtual World League.
In second position we have Bamba. In third position we have Jay Fossati that just give a penalty to Pulesh. And we have Alexei Voloshenko coming in from the back. Escopazzo sailing team that I actually give him an unlucky words telling him that is one of the favorite. Is in the middle of the racing area, on the racing group, with a lot of penalty during the races.
With Nicola Giraldi on Escopazzo sailing team, but is climbing the ranking right now. He was now 7, and we have Olin in 6th position, the winner of one of the previous race of the group number 3. Now on the gate we have Dog Arbs.
In first position by far, we have over 70 meters from the second. Second position for Giacomo Fossati, Jay Fossati. And then third position for Alexei Voloshenko and Bamba, that is actually touching the mark and getting a penalty, even all in. On the left hand side, he just touched the mark and he needed to slow down. So we will see Carrota catching up on both of these racing boats.
So Dogarbs, Yazar Doga Aribas from the Eker sailing team that is leading the race with some good margin on Alexei Voloshenko. You told us that is one of the top player in the ranking, in the entry list.
Yeah, I believe he doesn't. His ranking list in the world qualification, he's not showing up what is his real value. As you can see, we can find him in the top 3 on this really crowded of amazing sailor, a racer full of full of racing sailor, and he's doing a really great job with Dog Arbs in first position, Jay Fossati here in second, Alexei Voloshenko in third, and on in 4th position.
He was Alexei Voloshenko was second, if I remember well, in one of the previous races. So he is really solid. Dogarb is now leading the race with some comfort distance on the opponents. It will be really interesting to discover what is going to happen on the second upwind mark.
So we have all the fleet from the right with Bamba leading. Going inside near and closer Giacomo Fossati. So we have Alexei Voloshenko with a penalty given by All In, the Swiss boat. We have Dog Arbison first, Jay Fossati and Bamba struggling a little bit with the kite because it's not that downwind this mark. And we have Carrota Marionotto running away from MWL3. And they're going really down. Let's hope nothing happen. So
we have in this group also the MWL3, that is the race officer that is trying to be out of trouble, but yes, Carrota that is sailing over him and is locked by the position of MWL3. And look at Dogarps, he's sailing by himself and he deserves a great race.
So we have Dogarps alone finishing, so that's why we are staying a little bit more in the back, because we have already a nice shot from him. He's racing with the blue sail, he's racing with the number 5 and crossing the line right now. We have Jay Fossati in second position. And we actually have Carrota that is sneaking on the top position because Bamba and All In they're fighting for the third one. So we have J Fossati definitely in second, but let's see if Carrota can sneak up over also MW3, All In, and Bamba. So we have All In, Bamba, and then Carrota, and then Alexei Voloshenko on the other side. We have Hit Julian in arriving Escopazzo Sailing Team with Sapido and Maelstone Sear. And then we have Pulesh, Pinstripped, and all the rest of the fleet is arriving right now. So we go.
And I have some results coming from the other race courses. The race of Fleet 2, race 3 was for Atomic, trailed by Psycho, then Zingo, Die, and Zdra. So we had the 5 Italian sailors coming in the 5 top position. And for the Group 1, the last race of the day was for Bertolino 87, so Nicolò Bertola, trailed by Vuji Ezen Ugur, coming from Turkey, Roadrunner 9042, and G-Spot that is improving race after race because he went 4. Then Blackjack, Roadrunner, and Omanit Max that was the winner of the second race in this group. I'm going to check from some other new results. They are updating us with the results of the race that we have just finished to follow, and I think that's all for the moment.
Okay, I have a question for you. Do we have also the total result? Because you tell us about the singular races. Do we have a total after 3 races for?
Absolutely, yes, and I know that they are working on. I just in my hand the results of the third race. So Luisa Bambozzi, our coordinator in Melges Europe, she's for sure working on the overall ranking, and we will tell to the our audience the situation after the first 3 races. Now it's the moment that we have the change of the crews on the water, and I know that you have to be ready.
I believe we have 5 races today with the first 3 groups. Am I correct? Yeah, they tell me 20.
Sorry, guys. Yes. Sorry, it was my mistake. Sorry, you were correct, and we have had 2 races, and I think that we will have the results after 3 races also, to have an update after the first update that we had after race number 1.
Okay, just give me a second. I'm trying to enter in the races at the moment because there is a little bit of a congestion over the virtual regatta platform. There are over 3,000 skippers. Actually, I never saw 3,000 skipper at the same time in this platform. Is really amazing how is booming out. I'm going to watch Marco Querci race. I'm going to put it on for us, and let's go. So we have obviously Marco Querci will be the organizer, so he shouldn't race. We have a lot of sailor ready for the next race, and with the start after 3 minutes the people have to jump in on the race. The race will start, just to make sure there is enough time for everybody to jump in, but not too much time, so everybody have to wait for everything. Can I ask you if we have the result for Group 2 after 3 races? The top 3.
I'm going to check if they have updated me with the results. So this is the Group 2, and I still have no the results after 3 races.
Okay, no worries. I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Do you know what is an 1846?
18?
46. If you go to our chat, we have
yeah.
Valerio Granato saying 1846 always with you. Do you know what is an 1846?
No, to be honest, no.
Don't worry, it's just a maneuver that I just discovered because I know with other names. You know when
okay.
you are in the back that you're splitting with all the fleet. You're going alone to the opposite side of all the rest fleet is going, and you actually finish first at the end of the leg.
So it's something like the move of the desperation.
Exactly.
Okay. So now I know something new. Now I know something new.
That's why I'm saying this one because Giuseppe Capaldi from Psycho actually write down this one on the chat on YouTube, and you know it's always funny. I take like 3 days to discover what we was. So we have 49 seconds to the start.
Luisa Bambozzi is telling me that standings are coming soon. So we can go with the commentary of race number 4 for the group number 2.
Yeah. So we have 30 seconds to the start. We have a massive right wing shift on the start, and the geometrical advantage of the race committee is also really important. Probably 2 boat lengths from the pin. And so everybody's going to start here. Everybody's going to start on the race committee. As you can see, 50% of the race of the fleet is over there. Just a few boats to try to go away from this mayhem, but everybody will start here. As you can see, a little bit boat in not really good on start, but a good start from Zdra and Psycho.
And yes, absolutely. And let me tell you that Giulio Desiderato with boat number 5 had some great acceleration toward the starting line, and he was clear on the committee boat and is now tacking in front of Zingo, that has to tack again to avoid the bad air made by Giulio Desiderato, the North Sea specialist that is sailing on the blue boat. But in the middle of the race course, I think that we have Psycho that is
no, Psycho was just nearby him. So this is Giulio, this is Psycho.
And we have Psycho that is sailing on the second position, but as you can see from the distance, everything can happen. Here we can have just a simple wind shift that can put everything in play.
And as you can see on the top left, we can see there is a huge right wind shift coming right up. And as you can see, the ley line are rotating slowly, putting Psycho from just underneath the ley line just on top of the ley line, so he gets the best position, even over Giulio Desiderato in second position. And if you can discover which one can be, boat 99123 is an Italian boat.
I have but I have no info regarding the boat 99123.
Okay.
I have no info.
No worries. And we saw just Giulio Desiderato, because of the wind shift, that was forced to tack to avoid the dirty wind from a Psycho. And Psycho is going to tack again, and going good at the moment. Sorry,
Psycho, we have to remember that is Giuseppe Capaldi from the Yacht Club Capri.
Mm-hmm.
That is now in front of boat 99123. Zdra, that is helmed by Andrea Bussani, and Giulio Desiderato in fourth position. Achille Onorato, owner of Mascalzone Latino Junior, the Melges 20, that is doing a solid performance, sailing in position number 5, and Marco Zingone, that is now 6th in the water.
So I just received a message. Do you see also that message that has the information regarding boat 99123?
Yes, we were expecting to have the boat under the name of Caipirinha, and we are talking about Martin Reintes, that is the owner of Caipirinha. So we have now leading the race one of our Melges 32 owner. Martin Reintes was also doing a great season on the water during the 2019. He was the winner of the circuit of the Melges World League for the Melges 32 class, and he went also to fight for the success in the Worlds against La Pericolosa, but he was beaten by La Pericolosa in a great Worlds in Valencia.
Wow, and what you have you seen the entry from Caipirinha to the mark? And he
Yes,
get a penalty from Zdra, and we have
from Andrea Bussani.
And Giulio Desiderato took the third position after Psycho missed the mark because of a small lag.
But do you prefer to be Giulio Desiderato right now that is sailing toward the left side, or Zdra and Martin Reintjes with Caipirinha?
At the moment it's really tough. As you can see, there is a left wing shift on the left and a right wing shift on the right. So I will say Zdra in this moment, not Giulio Desiderato. Giulio Desiderato will have a hard time. That's why I'm staying on him. It says he's only 86 meter. That is nothing if you think about in the moment they're going downwind. But this amount will rise up. During the time there is a wind shift coming right up, a right wind shift, a big one. And as you can see, from 80 meter it's going to 94 and is still rising up. And will be tough for him.
I also saw that Giulio was talking in zone of less pressure because the wind was filling in from the right side of the race course.
And as you can see, also Caipirinha will have some trouble right now as the wind is returning a little bit on the left. Also Zdra, he tacked too early. He tacked really too early. He's trying to luff up a little bit, slow down a little bit, but he wants to avoid the double tack. And I think he can manage to do it without tacking. Let's see if he's touching the mark. And no, as Zdra is passing the first position, then we have Caipirinha in second and Giulio Desiderato in third.
He was doing some great, in Italian we call it la bretone, so he was doing some great move, closing the wind close to the mark, and he's now managing the situation really well, and he start the downwind with some huge margin on Caipirinha with Martin Reintjes that is hoisting the kite, trailed by the north side specialist Giulio Desiderato, but Martin Reintjes is doing a very solid race. I know that he's on the platform from some time, from not so much time, but he's really passionate also in the virtual regatta platform.
Psycho from Giulio Capaldi is complaining a little bit because the lag that he has before he let him miss the mark, not only touching it but him missing. So with the kites up, he has to go back, go upwind again, round the mark again, and go down again. So that's how he lost over 200 meter from Zdra, the first one that is going to close at right now the finishing line. Great job for Zdra that is finishing right now in first position. What do you think about this too? You say we have Giulio Desiderato flying 18 knots rather than Caipirinha going only 14. And actually,
Giulio that is jibing on the line and is catching the position number 2 with a great finish. Giulio Desiderato went in front of Martin Reintjes that had a really solid performance. So both 99123 was fast also in one of the first races, if I remember well, and he will be for sure really well placed in the overall ranking.
And then we have the rest of the fleet that is arriving with Mascalzone Latino that is not on a great day today. I do not see him shining. Never saw him in the front. Let's hope for the last race he can catch up and make an amazing race. We have Cortauri in 13th, 14th for Heat, 15th for Ricola Schulte, and the last position for Capogita.
Let me tell you that in position number 8, we had the winner of one of the previous race, I think of the race number 2, just to underline that the situation is really balanced inside of the fleets.
Can I ask you the name of 997 Turtle, please?
997 Turtle is Vittorio Di Giacomo.
Because Vittorio Di Giacomo, he was one of the first one who write in our messages He says that he was ready to race. He is not the first time I saw him in the racing area. He's one of the people that we have to look forward. And as you can see, he's always in the middle. So probably he's in a good position at the moment. I'm not so sure. So far. Let's go with our two nice faces over here. And let's go to see the last race of the group, the first group, right?
Yes, I can't wait to see you racing.
It will be really, really soon. It will be in 25 minutes, right?
Yes.
So right now, as is the last one, we cannot
So
split.
I have,
We cannot split. Let's see which one we can find.
Now I can tell you that thanks to Luisa Bambozzi, we have the dated results after 3 races. The leader of the ranking is Yazar Doga Aribas. Dogarbs. We saw him doing some really great job, and he has in the scoreline 2-1-1. So he never went out from the first 2 position. While in second position with 5 points, we have Giuseppe Capaldi with Psycho. And with 9 points, so 5 points far from the leading boat, we have all in the Swiss Cedric Schenk, then Ugur Ezen with VGSN. I remember that he's sailing on Iker sailing team, and he has 10 points, and he's trailed with 16. The scoreline made by a 3, 7, and 6 by Alexei Volosenko. Looking fast in the ranking, we have some good placement. In 7th position, we have Giacomo Fossati, then Gian Giacomo Serena della Piggio, Martin Rentes. They are both inside of the top 10, while Federico Buscaglia is with 19 points in a group of 6 sailors that are tied with 19 points. So it seems that we start to have some different inside of the ranking.
Yeah, absolutely. And do you want to explain? Oh, we are going to jump in really, really fast as MW1 is already started. I'm going to show it as soon as we can. We have already 39 seconds. We missed the start, but we have already Malor in the first position, Regina 2 in second, and PC69 in third. Can you explain to us what is going to happen? Who is going to qualify? How the point is going to change?
We will have at least 15 races for all the sailors, and at the end of the series we will keep 12 results, so we will have 3 discard, and we will going forward with the best 19 sailor in the ranking list, and we will have a final day with 3 hours of racing and just 1 discard. So they will start from 0, and we will have a gold final day.
So every single point you make in each of this class is going to be an overall, and the top 19 that do the less points are going actually to the medal, to the final. Am I correct?
Yes, we are racing with the low point system, so it means that you will have 1 point. If you will be first, 2 points, second, 3 points, and at the end you will keep the 12 best results. And we have also a system to solve all the boat that will be on the equals. If we will have some situation like that, we will have a winner of the qualification series, and then we will have the big final.
So, as you can see, we have Regina 2 in first position, Bertolino 87 in second, third position for Inglorious Bastard, fourth position for VG Ugarsen. As you can remember, he is always in the top position. Federico Sidoli. Federico Sidoli, first time I saw him in this race.
Yes, he's for the team Bing Bang, and he was not present in the previous races.
So this one is the first race for him.
Yes, let me tell you that Tartel 997, we were talking about him a few minutes ago, is one of the new owner that we have inside of the Melges 20 class. So he was doing some really good job on the water, but now it's time to be on the gate.
So in the gate we have Regina second in first position. That it dropped the kite a little bit too late. Bertolino 87 that is still choosing which mark to do and is running the right mark. Then we have Inglorious Bastard in third position, VG Urgensen in fourth, and then we have a nice fight between Federico and the Roadrunner, with Roadrunner taking the committee pin and Federico taking the left pin actually. Then we have
some...
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Sorry to interrupt you, but we have some info, some technical info. The racing area of the fleet number one is still building up, so you still have time to go in. The racing area of the fleet number one is still building up.
Race number one. This one is race number one.
Yeah, I get this message.
Okay.
A few seconds ago.
Probably just
maybe it's something for the other guys that have to sail in the next race, because they can't wait to be in. And I had my father that was looking for the race course almost 1 hour before the opening of the race course, and he was complaining that the password was not valid. But I had to tell him, you have to wait your turn. So
which one would be your father?
He's sailing on Futura, and he's on the race course on Sunday, because, as you know, due to the great number of entries that we had in our entry list, it was a great success for the first edition of the Melges Virtual World League. Thanks to the cooperation with Virtual Regatta, we had to split the fleet. So this is the reason why we have to wait for some sailor on Sunday.
Okay, so it will be on Group B.
Yes, absolutely yes.
So we have Regina going without any problem in the first position. Bertolino 87 in second. The third position for Inglorious Bastard. And the fourth position for VG Ugersen. So the first four are still the same, but we have Roadrunner that is really, really close. He's trying to overlap with VG Ugersen, and he gave him a penalty, so he get the fourth position, the UK team, over the Turkish. And the Turkish is really struggling with the kite up.
As you were underlining before, VG Ungersen is one of the top players in the ranking after the first 3 races. He was in position number 4.
So this one can change almost everything. Because if it was 4, means he was always in the top 3, top 4 probably.
He had a scoreline of 2, 6, and 2.
That's a really, really good scoreline.
But I think that if you will get a fifth position number 5, it will be also good for your to be consistent during the series.
Absolutely. So we have can you tell me about Regina and Bertolino?
Bertolino is regarding the ranking.
Yep.
In the ranking, I have to check for them. Bertolino 87. Regina was with 23 points. Mm-hmm. So he was not so far from the top players. And while Bertolino, we know that he was doing really well. But as you know, he lost the first race due to the disconnection.
It's true. So we have an amazing finish with Roadrunner and Vichy Ugersen that take the position over Bertolino, because actually they went much. They didn't do so much, they didn't sail too much. They shortened the course a little bit with a nice jibe, and they easily get the top 3 positions. So VG Jurgensen, not even with a penalization, he take the 3rd position, and I believe he will still be in the top.
Let me underline the good race of Max Stein of Homanit, the Corinthian Melges 32 crew that we have in our real Melges 32 class, and he was doing some good job also on the previous races.
Okay, and now it's time for me. It's still
Now it's time for you.
15 minutes to go, but
I have to tell that the race course for the fleet number 1 is open, so you can enter it.
Okay.
For the fleet
4.
Sorry, for the fleet 4, yes, because it's the first fleet of the second group.
Oh, can you tell us something about fleet 4?
Yes, fleet 4. In the fleet 4, we have Stefano Bragadin.
Yep.
That is sailing on Enjoy. Ettore Botticini on Bill X is the world champion in the youth match racing, and is sailing from the Circolo Nautico della Vela Argentario. And Salvar Oig with Casino Royale is one of the sailors in the Melges 32 class. Federico Gomiero, Kesboro on Arca Noé, the Melges 24 owned by Sergio Caramel. Per Nielsen Matthias Arroth on Hurricane, Niccolò Bianchi, that is the tactician of the Melges 24 Nefeli, and is involved in all the Melges classes. He is one of the best Italian one design specialists. Then we have Davide Ducchi, Alessandro Roberto Barizzi, Jeppe Bork, Ugur Ayats, Jakob Engel. We have a lot of Turkish guys.
Wow, that's really impressive. And now I need a help from you, because I will be in Fleet 5. And Fleet 5, I know that will be really, really tough. So if you can give me all the help you can, because I know some of them, like Marco Gradoni, like Black Mamba. It will be tough.
It will be tough because we have a lot of guys really all around the sailing world, because we have inside, starting from the top of the entry list, Sona Pavlis, Axel Rikefal, Antonovka, Alessio Muchacha, that is sailing on the Melges 14, Luca Aprati, that is also on the Melges 14. Marco Gradoni is the Rolex World Sailors of the Year 2019. He was the 3-time world champion of the Opti class and is expected to have the Opti Worlds in Italy this year. We have to wait to know how he's going to solve the situation that we are living right now, but in Riva del Garda it's expected to have the Opti Worlds. Then Alberto Dell'Amico, Marco Olivari, Alexis Loison. I know that we know him from the practice race. Ivo Matic, Fabrizio Nardi, Michele Dandolo, Donan Eitzig, Andrea Balducci, Alberto Carraro, Filippo Galimberti, Mattia Bozza, Francesco Marrai. He was an Olympic sailor. He was sailing in the Leaser in the past Olympics. David Frederick Eitzig and no other guys, because I was passing in the other fleet.
Can I ask you one quick information, if the racing area number 2 is already open or not?
I have to ask,
because I'm trying to connect, and this one will be. I'm just trying to have a look. If you want, I can have a quick look over the guys of Fleet 6, so you can rest a little bit of your voice. We have Francesco Gabbi from Italy. We have Weasel 2000 of Bertie Balser. Alexander Beck from Germany with High Tide. We have Simone Busonero with Simone Buso. Marco Giannini, Magia 87. Nayad Puntello. If you wanted to interrupt me if you have anything.
You can go.
Nayad Puntello from Puntello. Dario Levi from Fremito Daria. Maxim Titarenko from Leviathan. Checco Ivaldi.
Keiko Ivaldi, yes.
Keiko Ivaldi.
The Olympian sailor.
Thank God I'm only.
I'm informed that they are opening the race course, but due to the great number of sailors that are now sailing on the virtual regatta platform, that is a place to be, and there are problem of connection, so they are waiting a little bit, but they are informing me that race courses are open.
Okay. So we have Keiko Ivaldi. I'm so upset that we cannot see Keiko Ivaldi racing. Then we have Victor Filippov from with Helly Sky. We have Mattia Galli, Gallone 88. We have Gonzalo Ribeiro from Sail for Real. And we have two from the team Raffica, Giorgio Orfino and Davide Russo, Raffica Alta and 081. Andrea Sorrenti with 41 bis. Mattia De Bernardi, MIDB. Dennis...
He was on Sesto Elemento.
Sesto Elemento, okay. He was on Sesto Elemento, and...
he was on Sesto Elemento, the boat, yeah.
Yeah, we have another one from Sesto Elemento, I remember, right?
Yes.
On the group number 2 or 3.
2, yeah.
And then we have Denis Kataev from Russia, Leonid Levitsky with Levitsky 26-9, Daniel Mastrowski with Dan May, and James Crossley, that is British, that is JCR. Let's try to log in now. And it's time for me to jump in, and I hope for the people that are looking at the live right now that are cheer for me, because you know, with Marco Cardoni, with Francesco Marrai, it will be really easy for them to cheer for other people. What do you think?
I'm thinking that I got the results after 4 races.
Okay.
Luisa is sending me the results, so it's question of second.
Okay, do you mind if I ask you, my code seems not working at the moment. Not sure.
I'm going to ask. You are to sail in...
I'm in the group, maybe, I'm with Marco.
Yeah, yes, you know, you are in the group number 5. I'm going to ask...
Oh, there's... Sorry, can you still hear me, right? Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. I'm trying to get the information that we are looking for, because maybe it's maybe a problem of connection, because...
Okay. So we have the full list, and we have after 3 race with the Turkish in first position, Giuseppe Capaldi, Psycho in second. Psycho, are you here with me? You're in second. No, he's still writing on the chat.
Okay.
He's with us. He's on second overall. Congratulations. Then we have All In. Then VG Ugursen. Then we have Alexei Voloshenko. I told you he was strong. Yep. I'm aware. Let's see.
And so, going inside of the racing of the results after 4 races, we have Giuseppe Capaldi in the top of the spot with Psycho, trailed by Cedric Schenk, All In. He was sailing on the Melges 24 in the past. Yazar Dogarbs, we saw him sailing, and we have another Turkish guys in 4th position with Ugur, that is Ugur Ezen. Then Roadrunner coming from Great Britain, Alpina coming from Germany, Julian Stückel, and then we have Martin Reintes, the owner of Caipirinha, that is
this boat 992163, I believe.
Yes, absolutely, and he's second of the group number two because the leader is Giuseppe Capaldi, and the best, the runner-up in the group number two after 4 races is Martin Reintes. Then Giacomo Fossati, Federico Buscaglia, Samuel Naldi, and Max Stein.
And we have on the chat also the group of the. Do you remember the Bulldog with Mario Prodigo saying, "Go Psycho"? That is Giuseppe Capaldi. That is the leader right now. The obviously a provisional leader right now of the ranking list of everyone. So let's see. They just tell me that the race is going to open in 6 minutes, and we have a huge amount of sailor because they're still racing. That's the point. We have
Yes.
we have to wait some people for the race, so the race are.
Yes, you have to know that it seems that sometime I'm obviously a little bit far from the action because I'm collecting all the infos and I'm receiving messages from the guys of Melges that are working really hard on the back of the sheens, and they are updating me regarding the fact that we have some disconnection, that they have to wait a little bit to be sure that all our participants have a lot of fun and to be as much polite as we can by trying to wait if we know that something is going to happen not due to some error made by our racers.
Yeah, for example, we have also Bertolino that he was saying that that he has some trouble and they wait for him. That's the main reason for everything. But we have to remember that we'll have a lot of discard during these races, so there will be no big issue to. Even if they skip a race, I do not believe that one will be the game. They just lose some of the discard they have, so will be a little bit harder. But because we have so many discard, is not a huge deal. What do you think?
Yes, absolutely. This is the reason why I was the idea to have a lot of discards for the sailors because, as you know, you can have some real problem when you are racing on the race course, and it can be with something that you made wrong with your fingers while you are playing on the tablet, or you can have some problem of disconnection because the success of the virtual regatta platform is so huge that we have tons of players connected, and I know that there are a lot of championship going forward, and people are having a lot of fun, and we know that if there are a lot of people in some place, the situation starts to be a little bit crowded.
Have you seen that right now the game changed a little bit? Because if you see that, I will go to show you. If you see right now, the platform actually decided to increase the number of sailor for each races. Normally, when you do for a normal world sailing races, that is like this one, the Trofeo, the Spanish Trophy.
Yep.
Normally they have only 10 sailor. Right now they push it up to 16 sailor, so the ranking list is much more wider, even if it's only for 6 sailor. If you want, we can have a quick look on which one are the competitor of tonight. As you can see, we have Black Mamba in 7th position of this race. We have Escopazzo that we saw that he did an amazing race in 9th position. We have this Pepe D'Amato that I believe also it will be on Sunday though. We have my G87 that we just mentioned.
Yes.
We have a lot of racer and all of them are in the top of the ranking list in Italy, and most of them are also in the top ranking list in the world.
Yeah, I know that the Italian representative in this sailing is really strong, and if I remember well, we have maybe the world champion of the sailing platform.
We have the world champion and the second runner-up. We have both of them. So we have in the final 2 a place in the podium out of 3 that were Italian. So it's really impressive how strong we are at the moment. And you can see also in the if you want, I can see also the total ranking list. The world champions is still in first position. Second position is Alessandro Merlino, that used to be fighting with the Italian flag, but because he moved to Valencia, he decided to go for the Spanish flag. So there is really interesting. But for example, on later last night, we have Eric Champagne, that from the US, that is in 17th position overall. So we have,
he was sailing with us.
Yeah, and we have a lot of Tommy Tumble, I believe, and a lot of sailor over here that are not only real sailor, strong sailor, but also strong e-sailor, are also racing in our championship. That is really impressive.
Let me tell some technical info to our followers. The group B will start with some minute of delay because they are still racing the 5th race of the group for the group A, while the race course of for the fleet number 6 on, while the fleet 4 and 5 will be ready to go racing as soon as the 5th race of the first 2 group will finish their own race.
Absolutely, that is amazing. But you know, this is only increasing the suspense for us. I'm really starting to sweat right now. It will be really tough for me to fight against this world champion and try to sneak up a good position. That will
I have the result under my hand of Fleet 1, race 5, and we have a success of BG Ugur Hezen. Then Omanit, another good race for Omanit. Is one of the crew member of the Corinthian team in the Melges 32 fleet. Regina, Umbidello, Malor, and G-Spot.
Wow. So that will be tough because in the moment we are going to add. Mauro, can we tell to our audience where they can actually see all the results, if there is a website where they can watch it?
Everything will be posted on the social media pages of Melges Europe, so you can check it out in Instagram, you can check it out on the Facebook, and you can go checking out also on the Zero Gradi Nord social media account.
I'm going right now to the Facebook account so we can show to our audience where they can find all the results when they will be published.
As soon as we
obviously they're not out yet. When they will be ready, they can see it over there.
I think that everything will be posted before the end of the night. So tonight we will have the provisional results published on the web.
Okay, let me load it up and.
For all the guys that are not able to go on the social, prefer to go surfing the web in a classical way, they can check out also in the web pages of the Melges 32 class or the Melges 20 class. Luisa Bambozzi is updating me that she will try to be online also on the websites of the classes as soon as she can. So maybe also tonight you will have the results also out of the social media.
That would be amazing. I'm waiting that the page is loading at the moment. Is interesting to see what is happening at the moment because all the fleet is open. I'm already in, so we can have a quick look on what which one are the competitors that are already in? We have Bubaldo at the moment. If you see with me, we have Cookson, we have Nardizio, we have a Spinner from Germany, we have Galimberti from Italy, it's me, then we have Alex Loazon, Alessio Bucciaccia, Marco Gradoni, and Ivo Matic.
We have some good representative from the Melges 14 class. We have Alessio Muchacha, that was the winner of the past season. Melges 14 is the newcomer in the Melges family. Is a single boat that is really appreciated, and is becoming it can count on a fleet that is becoming bigger and bigger, events after events. And this is the moment of Alberto Carraro. I can't wait to see you racing in the Melges Virtual World League.
We have Gradoni that went out, probably just waiting a little bit, but we have Marrai that is already in, so I will not be in a good position. I believe Marrai with a Black Mamba is the boat just behind me with the green with the cap. And I have the same colors but with a 9 on the sails, as everybody will see. Then we have Alex Loazon here with the 2 fingers on the sails. Then we have a lot of red and black sails, so this one will be interesting. And
Alberto, there is a message for you on our chat, because I have for you the contact of Giulio Desiderato. If you want, he's ready to be with us to comment something with us.
Yeah, I will call him. I will add him as soon as possible. Says, can you add it in this chat, please? If you add him in this chat, we can call him as soon as we can.
Okay. Do that. So you can go forward to
prepare.
No, okay.
Is on the top right the man with the plus?
On the man with plus.
But having him added, it doesn't mean that he's your friend. You have to be friend with him to add him on.
You know that I'm trying to learn something regarding this new software that I have under my hand right now.
No worries. Let me help you with this. Sorry guys for the small delay. We're trying to have our guest with us. Try to have him as soon as we can. And this one will be a tough, really tough. But Marco Gradoni is not coming up right now, so maybe there is a chance for me. No, here it is. I was hoping for that, to not race against the best sailor in the world, but I will not have that luck. So we have we go to give a quick analysis of the racing area. We have a good advantage over the race committee, but we have I say 6 to 7 degrees left wind shift at the moment on the boat, 7 till 10. So we are
So I'm ready for you due to the fact that we have still time to burn with the official, provisional and official results after 5 races. They are double checked, but we used to make more control, so pay attention. They are provisional and they have to be revised again. But Luisa sent me this file, and after 5 races, the leader with 11 points is Giuseppe Capaldi on Psycho. He has a first, a second, a second, a first, and a second. And he is trailed with 14 points by Ugur Ezen with VGSN. And he has 14 points with 18 in third position, and other Turkish guys, Yazar Doga Aribas on Dogarbs, 18 points. Fourth position, Cedric Schenk, Swiss on All In, 19 points. Then Julian Stückel from Germany, Max Stein, Samuel Naldi, Federico Buscaglia, Stefano Migliarini, Duncan Yabeslai, Giulio Desiderato, Umberto De Luca, Martin Reintes, Nicola Girardi, and Giacomo Fossati, Gian Giacomo Serena Di Lapigio. This is the ranking, provisional ranking after 5 races.
Can you tell me which one were the last 2 positions? Were 19 and 20?
19 and 20. No, we have 11 points for the first. Then we have 14, 18, 19, 24, and I have to go counting because
no. What I was asking if Nicola Girardi and Giacomo Fossati were qualified
Giacomo
or not.
Fossati is right now 14th.
Okay.
He's 14th in the ranking with 34 points. He has 6, 9, 2, 5, 12.
Okay. Do you mind to give to go until 19th, because I believe top 19th will be qualified. Am I correct? So after Giacomo...
So in this moment, the boat that is in position number 19 is Cortauri with 38 points.
Okay, perfect.
And the scorer, and Bertolino is also on 38. He is paying and DSQ that he got in the first race. And I have to tell you that among the first 20 position, out of 5 races, we have I count just 4 DSQ. So it's not so a dangerous situation with the disconnection right now.
That's really good to hear. Because right now I'm starting, I hope for no disconnection, because it will be awful. So we have the start.
We have to start. You are inside of the procedure, and we will try to have Giulio Desiderato with us as soon as we have finished this race, so I can make some commentary for you. This is the first race for the Group B fleet number 5, and we have now in the water Marco Querci, that is the race officer from Melges Europe, and we have Budalbu, Cookson, Nardizio, Galimberti, Alberto Carraro, with the blue flag close to his name, Alex Loison. Also with some blue mark close to him. It means that they are really experienced. Alessio Muchacha, that is who is really experienced in the Melges 14 class. Ivo Matic. Then we have Black Mamba, that is Francesco Marrai, Albid 90, Tachycardia, and Marco Gradoni, the Rolex World Sailor of the Year.
10 seconds so to start.
So what are you experiencing in this race, Alberto?
I can feel that is a really... I had a nice start. I have a tachycardia just a little bit over me. And I needed to laugh up to force him to tack, because there is a right wing shift coming right up, so I needed to force him to tack.
But in this race, we have also the Rolex World Sailors of the Year, Marco Gradoni, that is now leading the race. We are all on the equal, as you can see, because all the boats are in a little pack of both lengths, so everything will be played on the wind shifts, and we are sailing with Alberto Carraro, that is now in the center of the screen, attacking.
As you can see, I have a massive right wing shift. You can see from the bar that is here on the top. If it's green, it means that I'm going on the right side of the racing area. If it's red, it means I'm losing because I'm going, for example, on the right wing shift, I'm going on port board. So this one is really helpful for understanding where you're going. And as you can see, I'm the only one on the compared to the boat on the left that I'm taking advantage of this situation. So from not a really great start, I'm closing up and I will be in the top position without too much hassle.
You will be also helped by the fight that we have out of the line. So I think that you will have some good water to tack as you have done a few seconds ago, and you are now ready to be inside of the crazy time that you will experience in the first upwind mark.
Yeah, this one will be really tough, but Nardizio is going to cross without too much trouble. Rather than, let's see what's happened with Marco Gradoni, that is taking a penalty.
And also Alessio Muchacha is under penalty, he is losing ground. We have also tachycardia that is penalized, and also Galimberti. So it was a really tough mark rounding, while Nardizio is now accelerating toward the gate. He jibed and he jibed again right now, while Alberto Carraro is trying to covering him with some bad hair. Now Alberto is going toward the right lie line, and he jibe in the middle of the channel that will bring him inside of the gate.
Yeah, but as you can see at the moment, I'm covered both from Marco Gradoni and Black Mamba. We are all going at 11 knots, while the first two are going at 12 knots. So I'm a little bit stuck in the traffic at the moment.
Fabrizio Nardi is leading the race. Alex Loison, that one really strong e-sailor, is sailing in a very consistent way. Is now fighting for the top with Nardizio. Alberto is struggling to defend the position from the return of Marco Gradoni and Black Mamba. Marco Gradoni jibed a few seconds ago. Also, Black Mamba, Alberto escaped from this situation, and it's ready to go on the gate. But you get a penalty.
I do not understand why. I was inside and overlapped, but me, Marco Gradoni, and Black Mamba, all three with a penalty. So let's see if I can gain a little bit from this situation. With Alex Solazon still in second position, and this one will be interesting because the wind is going back to the central. So it will be nice to tack really soon and try to see where the wind is going next.
It's a great moment for Nardizio, that is controlling the situation. I think that he will tack in a few seconds. He is in a good path of wind, but now Alex Loison is out of trouble, and maybe Nardizio will go straight toward the lie line, while Alberto is now sailing a little bit over the lie line with Black Mamba, that is struggling inside of the wake of Alex Loison.
Yeah, over here there is a really strange wind shift, as you can see. There is a really difficult also for the software to handle this wind shift. As you can see, the boat seems crazy, and this one is actually going to be a huge right wind shift. So as we were the one on the most left, we give all.
Look at the radar.
Yeah,
look at the radar. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's really crazy. Whoa! As you see,
Alberto get a penalty.
No, it's not a get a penalty. It was a situation that there was a huge lag. I was meant to pass behind him, and actually he suddenly tuck over him. There is a problem with connection. There's too many players at the moment, and there's some issue at the moment, technical issue with the platform.
While we have Nardizio leading the first race for the Group 5, and Alex was only second, but he is trailed really close by Marco Gradoni, the Rolex World Sailor of the Year 2019, and we are talking about the real sailing races. He is one of the master of the Opti class. Now he is no more involved in the class, but he get 3 success in a row in the Opti world. So no one like him before in the history of the Opti class.
That he was really amazing, and I believe he also attended the Barcolana, the major event in Italy, and he was at the helm of one of the Super Maxi that finished in the top 3, top 4 position. And not really sure about the results. Do you know anything about that?
To be honest, I don't remember the results in the Barcolana, but now we know that the first race is for Nardizio, that is trailed on the line but by Alex Loison, then Marco Gradoni that is third, and Black Mamba that is crossing the line, Francesco Marrai, the Italian Olympian sailor, that is fourth, and Alberto Carraro that is fifth on the finish line. So we were talking about the importance to be consistent on the water, and you are in the top 5, so I think that it's a good results at the end of the story.
I think I'm going to discard this one. No, I think I'm in a really tough group, and except the Nardizio that I do not know personally him, I was expecting exactly the result, with Alex Loison, Marco Gradoni, and Black Mamba being in the front of the fleet. Do you have any news from the other field?
Still no. I'm trying to have with us, if we can, Giulio.
Okay.
And I have to discover how to use, how to add guys to our chat.
No worries. I'm going to see if the race will be open again. I need to make sure that I do not do any mistake. Can I copy and paste? Probably is still racing on the old one, so I shouldn't. Oh yes, the race is open. I'm ready to go in and swap. Oh, you don't know, but I'm so happy. I have a new system to control all the live. It's coming directly from the phone, and it's going so smooth, the translation. I'm so happy. So we have Alessio Muchacha, Cookson, Nardizio, Spinner, Alex Lazon, Gradoni, Galimberti, Ivo Matic. Already in, already 11 out of 20. Guys, but I see there is a lot of you in the live, but I do not feel the heat. I do not feel the love from the people. I want someone to cheer me up, because guys, this one will be really tough. I'm against the World Rolex Sailor of the Year, so hard to beat that. I have an ex-Olympic Olympic player as Black Mamba. I have Alex Lazon that is super skilled. Nardizio that is coming out as really strong. I hope I can do better than the fifth, and try to rise up over the ranks.
I have some results coming from the other courses, and with Fleet 5 we know that, and we have Fleet 4 race 1. The winner was Enjoy Let me answer to
Woohoo!
Giulio.
Sorry guys, this one is a small issue. While we are waiting for Mauro to come back, let's see if we can have... Okay, hi Mauro.
Hi, and I have now Giulio in my contact list, but I have to add him to our chat.
Yes,
and
is a bottom on the top.
Yes.
Nearby the search one is add friends to DM. Is a
Add
man with
friends.
a plus.
Add friends to the M.
Sorry, if you go on top right, you have
Yes.
the help, the mentions,
Okay.
the search, and then a man with a plus.
A man with a plus. Maybe I have some in some different place because I have a new group DM.
Wait, I will show you the other screen.
Okay.
You see this one?
Let me check. This one, no. I have nothing like this right now in front of me. Okay, perfect. And I can invite Giulio.
Okay. Perfect. It should be alright like that. Hi Giulio, everything okay?
Ciao Alberto, ciao Mauro. Yes.
So Giulio, welcome with us to comment the first day of the Melges Virtual World League. We were commenting you on the water a few minutes ago, and to be honest, you start really well in one of the races that we were checking out because you were telling me that you have to improve your starting procedure.
Yes, first of all, I think that it's been one of the most stressful Melges regatta that I ever sailed. So, and I was following the regatta of Alberto, the last one, and I really see how to say this game. So the skills of Alberto are really different compared to my skills in this game. So I appreciated the difference. And no, it's been a great fun, you know. And I did a good start in the fourth race, I think. And the other, I think that I have still to improve a lot in this game.
So, Giulio, we were underlining that you are a North Sea specialist, so you are the right man to comment with me the start of the second race of the group number 5. As you know, we have Marco Gradoni in, we have Alessio Muchacha, we have some really strong e-sailor like Alex Loison, and Black Mamba is Francesco Marrai. So up to you with some comments.
No, yes, I saw this start. I saw Alberto is, if I'm not wrong, is the second boat from the committee, and he played really good with a good time on distance. Then he forced a little bit the boat on windward to tack. So I think that he did a good start, a good move. In the end of he take a good right shift in this part of the upwind. We are in live or is the previous race? Sorry guys.
This is live.
We are live. We are live.
Okay, sorry, because you did exactly the same start of the previous regatta. Okay.
Yes, the problem is Narditz just give me a penalty 10 seconds before the start. That's why I'm in the bed.
Okay, sorry, I wasn't following the race. Yeah, so now it's not easy in this moment. No, you have to go on the right. There is a boat that is controlling you on windward, so you have to choose if move before or go until the ley line.
I'm going until the ley line because at the moment there is a strong left wind shift.
Yeah.
And okay, right now is more centered, so I can go. You can see the direction of the wind on the top bar over me. If it's red, it means that at the moment is a left wind shift, and as you can see, it's really small. So I'm happy to force everybody to tack, and penalty from Black Mamba. I'm so relieved.
Black Mamba is Francesco Marrai.
Yeah, I'm really relieved that he's not going to be against.
What I really hate in this game is when we have a big lag. I take 3 penalties in the first race, and the risk is to broke the computer and everything. So I don't know how you can comment the regatta and and play in the same time. For sure I'm not able.
You have to know, Alberto, that I had a phone call with Giulio a few minutes before the start of the first race of the day, and he told me that he never feel a pressure like for a sailing race. So he was really under stress, and he was also sending me messages between one race and the other. He's having a lot of fun. So Giulio, at the end, you
as a North Sea specialist, I can say, Mauro, that we are developing a new set of sails for the virtual regatta. And they are going pretty good, you know. We are working a lot, and we are very happy about the work that we are doing. Yeah.
Yeah, but I have a question for you, Giulio. Is do you taste some difference between the real racing and the virtual regatta under the point of view of the tactical situation, or everything I know is obviously fast, but
no, okay. Of course, I think that the virtual regatta game is, however, they did a really good work to try to make it more real as possible, and I think, okay, it works a little bit different, no? So also the way that the wind shift, etc., you can control less, no? So you can, or at least I didn't understand yet how to predict the shift of the wind, etc. In the real life, you know, you can look more the water, the clouds, or however. I think that you have more signal, or at least for me, it's easier. And I think that it's good to understand how to play in the fleet. So to choose the right position to cover or to control the other boats. And also from the side of the rules, there are, I think, could be some improvements, especially at the gate.
The downwind gate, I believe.
Yeah, I think that it's dangerous because if we stay home for the next 2 months and then we start to race again, we will have some trouble, especially on the pin end of the finishing line, no? or in the gate. so we'll see.
Giulio, I have to tell you that in the overall ranking you are not so bad placed, so I think that you are inside of the top 10. Let me check.
Really?
You are 11th. You are 11th with 31 points. You have 5, 13, second, and 6.
Yeah.
And you have to discard the 13, Giulio.
We'll see. For sure, I'm leading from the side of the penalty take in the 5 races. Because I think
you are not so far from Roadrunner. You are just 1 point back Roadrunner of Duncan Yebsley, and you have Stefano Migliarini and Federico Buscaglia in front of you. So you have to fight to recover position. But you have to know it's important to be in the top 20, in the top 19 at the end of the series.
We'll see, Mauro. It's still really long, and so I can say that I'll try to practice in these days because you know, if Daniele or Alessio are connected to the direct, I have to work, not play every day.
I was receiving messages a few days ago from Daniele Cassinari, the CEO of North Sails Italy, that was commenting to me your performance on the water. So he was asking me where I can check out the live streaming of the race to go bothering Giulio about the performance that he will put on the race course. So, you know,
for me it's been difficult these first days of regatta because I received the comment from Daniele every single moment of the race saying this is a mistake, this is another mistake.
Where we can see Daniele in the race.
Yeah, we have to invite him to race, you know.
Yes, but it's better to go looking Giulio Desiderato and go commenting Giulio because
we have some chance in the future to see Alessio, I think.
While in this moment we have Marco Gradoni that is crossing the line. The Rolex Wholesaler of the Year 2019 is grabbing the top spot in the second race of the group number 5. Is trailed by Ivo Matic, then Alberto Carraro that is improving after the position number 5 that he got in the first race. Then Francesco Marrai on Black Mamba, and then Tachycardia by Michele Dandolo is fifth. Nardizio was fifth.
Fifth Tachycardia.
And Nardizio was fifth, and it was the winner of the first race. So great performance by Marco Gradoni that is on the top of the ranking of this race.
I want to say also that Alex Loazon finished in 7th, and Tachycardia, Nardizio, and Alex Loazon finished the 3 of them in 1 second. So
just updating you guys, after the first race, the winner of the first race of the Group B, the winners were Stefano Bragadin, Fabrizio Nardi, and Gonzalo Ribeiro, with Ugur Ayaz, Alex Loazon, and Bertil Balser coming in second. So the first 6 spot after the first race.
So Stefano Bragadin has done 2-1 in a row.
Stefano Bragadin was this is I have the results after the first race, but now I'm going to check if I am collecting the other results from the race number 2. Fleet 4, race number 2, the winner was Enjoy, Melges M24, Sparrow, Elsin Jenkturk, Joannakis, and Swedish Sailor, Sweden 01.
So then we have to call Stefano to make sure that he's keeping these amazing results.
While in Fleet 6, number 1, Fleet 5, so we have the results of the Fleet 4 for the race number 2, and we have still to wait for the results of Stefano. Stefano Bragadin is sailing in with Enjoy.
So I have just one word. They have the Segelskole Stanstad, that I want to tell him Dankeschön. Because he says, "Go Alberto, you will win the next." He's cheering up for me. Really happy for that.
And we are again with the race of Alberto Carraro that is sailing in the Fleet 5, and we are waiting for the starting procedure of the race number 3. So Giulio, I saw you having some fight with Achille Onorato during your race. You got a penalty. I don't remember if it was the first or the second race of the series, few minutes before the start, but you were able to have a great start, and you got the right wind shift on the right side of the race course.
Yeah, probably it was the second race that I did a good start on the committee. Yeah, usually I start always on the right side of the race course, and I don't know if in the end it's been a good move or not, but yes, I always choose to stay more close to the committee.
So what do you think, Alberto? It's you change your approach to the starting line, looking at the wind, or you have some favorite side of the starting line?
Normally, I check the geometrical advantage that the line gives, because sometimes, like the previous 2 races, the geometrical advantage, the race committee was much closer to the first mark, so I was crazy not starting nearby the race committee. But as you can see, this one is much more neutral, so I'm definitely going to start the first third nearby the race committee. I will start nearby, closer to the pin, only if there is a huge left wind shift. And I'm going to start with Marco now. I'm not leaving his turn. I'm staying with him.
You have to know, Alberto, that Giulio Desiderato in the past was in the organizer, the chief of the Opti team for the North Sail. He was. I remember that we have done something together on the Garda Lake, Giulio, when you were working in the Opti class. So you are not so far from Marco Gradoni.
No. I was. I remember what we did during the meeting del Garda. I think 3 years ago, I was following the class as a North Sea specialist. We started a big project on the Opti class exactly in that year, and we are still working a lot on the Opti class. And I'm happy to say that now we have Riccardo De Felice that is working on this project for North Sales 100% of his time. Is following all the small one design classes on all the dinghies for North Sales Italy, and he's doing a really good work. He developed with the help of some other North Sales specialists our sales, and I think that he's really doing a great work. And
I remember,
I still just a few years in the Opti class, because I start sailing quite late. I start sailing when I was 11 years old for the first time. So then I said just 2 years in the Opti class, and then I move forward for a laser, and then a lot of years in the 470.
You were sailing on the 470 ETA 5, if I remember well.
Exactly. This is the reason of my nicknames here. Is ETA 5 is my number.
I saw a few
I don't
times.
remember how many years with this number, so I still have.
I saw a few weeks ago a picture of you. You were really young. You were sailing along with. There is a picture with you with a red shirt. You were on the podium.
Yeah, no, it's it's for me that picture is a really important picture, because I'm on the podium. It was in Marsala in 2005 with my big friend and crew in that moment, Alessandro Saitone, and was the Italian 470 Italian Championship. And we work all the summers in contact with Valentin Mankin on Garda Lake, and we were really young. We were like 19 and 20, and in the end we won the juniores division, and we finished third, fighting until the end for the overall ranking. So it's funny. It's funny to see the differences between that time and now.
I have to ask you to go.
We are older and older, Mauro.
I know. I'm knowing you from 2011, my friend. So, I want to leave you the word, because you have to comment the start with us. We were still 15 seconds.
Okay, so good position for Alberto. Is playing in the middle of the line. Good time on distance. Is accelerating. You have the space to do a really good acceleration. And here we are. So he start.
That was crazy, the lag that I had, as you see.
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, what about the lag? Because you were starting with really overspeed. However, it's not been a bad start in any case. But now it's more difficult. You are close to Marco Gradoni, who inward to you. So you probably have to wait a little bit him.
Yeah,
But Alberto, at the end, about your experience, is better to play on the tablet or on the fixed PC or Mac?
It depends actually from your experience. Woo! Sorry.
Whoa.
That was close. I prefer to play with the computer, because I prefer to have the physical keypad to hit, rather than having only a screen to touch. I prefer to have the physical thing, so that's why I prefer the computer. But I still play with the phone, the laptop, the iPad. I play with everything I can. And Alex is getting upset because it's covered by everyone. And he cannot move from that position. He's really in a tough situation.
But we have Marco Gradoni again leading the pack, but he's maybe a little bit higher.
Yeah, he's on the left.
It's a big risk, you know. He's playing. You have to approach the upwind mark on the port side, and all the other boats. The fleet is really packed, so.
Maurizio is crossing in front of Alberto. Alberto is avoiding the other boats, and there is now some space
like that.
attacking.
No space for Marco. We'll see what happens.
He's going as kamikaze inside.
Kamikaze.
Marco Gradoni is now under penalty with Black Mamba that is leading the race and is going toward the offset with Francesco Marrai going some good speed, and the Marco Querci boat that is the.
I'm going to sink him now.
Second.
Let's see if I can get.
But I think that it's also better to play maybe on a fixed laptop or on a fixed computer on a laptop, because if you have the iPad in your hand, I know Giulio Desiderato really well, he can throw away the laptop if he has some penalty or something like that.
Yeah,
but you know, the keyboard is still expensive, you know, and the desk too. So, you know.
So Alberto, which is your favorite class here in the virtual regatta?
This is tough because I really love the offshore, but I love the offshore not when it's not this crowded.
Yeah.
Rather than I prefer the dinghy boats, like a 49er or multi-hull.
Okay. No, me too. I like the offshore. With I play a little bit with the Nacra, but I have to improve. Is a little bit. Everything is a little bit too fast, so I'm a beginner, and for me it's not easy the Nacra. And I feel confident with the J70 as usual.
No,
and
the J70 is the worst, mate. It's the worst.
Yeah, no.
Everybody's racing with that one. No, I don't like it.
I prefer, it's a mix between the dinghy and the offshore. So.
Alberto was explaining on the practice race that the importance of the coverage that you have during the downwind with the offshore racer. Because you have a lot of changes during the downwind due to the big wind coverage that you can make on the opponents.
I want to tell you just one thing. I forced Marco Gradoni to go on the left because I saw the right going in. If I am lucky,
you will be in front.
I will be in front. But this one will be tough because I also have an Ardizio here with me. And this one will be, be a little bit painful, but I think I can do it.
But look to the other guys playing. When I'm looking your races, it seems to me that the boat are turning really, really fast. When I'm playing and I want to tack all the time, it's really, really slow. It's not. It seems to me that I have not the same speed when I decide to tack.
But Alberto, you play you tack using the button on the auto tack or by yourself?
No, I'm using the auto tack.
The auto tack.
I'm bearing away a little bit.
Okay.
And then to accelerate a little bit, and then I'm using the auto tack.
Okay, and then you push again best WMG after the tack.
After the boat accelerate, actually, because you know more or less the target once you're going racing a little bit with a little bit of experience. After you reach the target, you can start to luff up as a normal boat. So when you exit from the tack, you bear away, you accelerate, and then you luff up to your target.
But
so you don't tack using the best WMG?
No. That one is a little bit dangerous.
Nice call, because I always tack using the best WMG on. So.
But now, Giulio, you can actually, if you are going to look, Alberto seems using not so often the best WMG.
Yeah, on downwind it's clear, but yeah, on upwind, for example, is a really good tips. What he said about the attack, but now I think that he's really focused on this.
Yeah, sorry guys, we have the
on this
finish line here.
finish approach, so I don't want this to rain too much. But I think that he managed. So
it's important to say that the winner was Francesco Marrai, traded on the line by Alberto Carraro. Someone was bring to you some lucky because he was expecting that you were improving race after race. And we have Nardizio coming in third position, Marco Gradoni that is fourth, Ivo Matic that is fifth, then Tachycardia and Bubaldu. But I have the results coming from Luisa Bambozzi. She updated us a few seconds ago. I was waiting until the finish line. After two races in the Group B, the leader is Stefano Bragadin with 2 points, trailed by Gonzalo Ribeiro, 3 points, then Marco Gradoni, 4 points, Simone Busonero, 6 points, Stone Age Ioannis Papa Jordanus, 7 points, Fabrizio Nardi with 7, Alberto Carraro with 8, Francesco Marrai with 8, but Marrai won the race number 3. And then we have Marco Giannini, that is one of the owner of the Melges 20 Cedarval. They had an incredible season during the 2019, being among the protagonists all the time. Alexis Loison and James Crossley, then Ettore Botticini. This is the situation after the first 2 races, but we had we know that we have 3 results in the line.
Okay, I want to tell you that we have Cory Cortauri from Switzerland that is giving me all the cheers possible. Congratulations, a deserved but close second. Thank you for organization and thank you for the comments, Mauro and Alberto. Rather than, I want to tell, if you don't mind, in Italian to Fabio Galdeo and Giuseppe Capaldi, smettetela di fare gufi. That I do not know how to translate in English.
I can translate. Alberto Carraro is talking with some of the friends playing that are trying to bring to him some unlucky moments, but it seems to be that Alberto is managing the situation really well. I know that sailors are scared by some compliments, something like this. I don't know if Giulio is also believing in the lucky moments and unlucky moments. I don't know, Giulio. You are a pro sailor?
No, not too much. Not too much. You know, I have a daily routine, but it's not, you know, just because I think about the bad luck or it's just to stay comfortable on the water. But no, I'm not this kind of sailor, I think.
Do you plan to go sailing on a green boat in the future?
Sorry?
Do you plan to go sailing maybe on a green boat in the future?
But in the past, I worked as a coach with Pinta, so
it was green. So
it was one of the, you know, the most green boats that.
And it was the winner in the Melges 20 Worlds in Scarlino, and it was 2016, if I remember well.
Yeah, it was 2016, and we finished, I think, second. The world ranking, or first, I don't remember. It was a fight with Stig. I don't remember exactly.
Yes, absolutely. But I'm also to thank Silvia De Lutti. That is, she's also updating us. She's our logistic manager in the Melges Europe events, and she's updating us with the results. We have results also from Matteo Spreccacenere and from the Fleet 6 Race 3. The winner was Simone Busonero, trailed by Wiesel 2000, Sail for Real 081 and El Captain 17. We are on the race course again. Now it seems that we have some Mistral blowing here in Porto Cervo.
Wait 1 second. El Captain 17 is Ivaldi. Is Checco Ivaldi.
Captain 17 is Ivaldi, Checco Ivaldi, that is involved in the Melges 20 class, and is a really well-known Italian sailor. He was inside of the Olympics in 2000. So he was sailing along with Matteo Ivaldi, and Matteo Ivaldi has two different participation on the Olympic. He was also in Atlanta along with Michele Ivaldi. That just after the end of the Olympics in Atlanta was called inside of Luna Rossa for the America's Cup. So we have three brothers coming from my hometown. They are coming from Ravenna. They are living not so far from my house, and we are good friends. So I was the first to inform you, Keiko Ivaldi, that he has to be ready to be on the water with us.
Any tips for me for next race,
Giulio?
Giulio?
you know better than me now. Looks like that is again the geometry of the course is again equal, if I'm not wrong, or looking the picture on the video on the screen of my phone. And I don't know, you try to check the path looking around your boats or not?
Normally in the upwind, not too much, rather than downwind a lot. As you can see, the path is in the center. If you go on the left, you can see there is a no wind zone, and also in the top right. So
my question was because I tried to check looking around from the boat, but I don't know, and you know better than me if it's something that it works or is just it's something that
but
useful for the graphic.
Depends a lot in the class, because for example the 49er, bigger wind, it works even upwind. Rather than offshore, you gain maybe half a knot, maybe 1 knot. And
you don't have a big acceleration.
You accelerate faster, so in the tack would be much easier. You lose less. But if you find yourself in the middle, you can tack with more relief, or you can bear away a little bit less, rather than if you are in a no wind zone, you are tacking with when you need more acceleration, actually.
So we are in the procedure, and Giulio, you will start in the race committee boat or in the Pinan?
More on the right. It looks that there is a little light right shift. Is more left in the middle of the line. Looks in the flags, and I think that is a kind of start that you have to find a good space to accelerate. And 26 seconds.
I want to stay with Gradoni and Marai. I'm not doing something wrong.
Gradoni is the pink one, Marai is
the green one just behind him.
Yeah, so he took he gave a penalty.
Oh, this is a bad thing.
This is a really bad, Or you will say this. Yeah, you will say. Maybe you can tack using the ghost mode just to tack and cross.
Hope that I can cross, because this guy is really, really close.
Yeah.
I'll be the 90 is Alberto Dell'Amico that force you to tack, and you are going on with right away toward the big part of the fleet.
Yeah, you are quite close to the ley line, but maybe you can try to
You can try to tack right now.
Yeah.
That's really bad.
But you are covered by Alex Loison.
I'm covered by Alex Loison, by Black Mamba.
By Giulio Desiderato, that is at home right now, but he's also covering you.
We are all covering you, Alberto.
Marco Gradoni is really, really solid. He's third in the water. Now he's losing some ground, but they are really, really close one to the other.
He play always over the left ley line. All the races the same.
And Giulio is studying the opponents, collecting information.
It's a game, no? So I think that there are some tricks for sure.
He knows something that we don't.
Sorry?
We have
he knows something that we don't.
Yeah.
We have Dorian Heitzig from the team EAT, one of the newcomer in the Melges 32 class. They will join the class with the next event as soon as we will return to racing. They are one of the Corinthian crew of our Melges 32 class. But now we are ready for the upwind mark.
Sorry that there is a penalty for Tyrone that he get it, and also for Marco Gradoni that is coming in a Mach 3.
Yeah, the approach usually is overlay line on the left, kamikaze approach on the upward mark, and then it works.
Whoa, what's happened? A big lag here. That's someone give me a penalty.
I think that you touch Bubaldo, I think, the yellow one. I don't know who is.
Bubaldo is Andrea Balducci, coming from Italy. With Nardizio, this is Fabrizio Nardi from the Royal Yacht Club Canottieri Savoia. And
sorry, Mauro, Marco Giannini is sailing in this division or in
Marco Giannini is sailing in another division. Is on the Group 6. And we are going sailing toward the gate. Alberto Carraro is now struggling a little bit on the back of the fleet.
Yeah, but he's fighting.
With Nardizio,
yeah. As you can see, Giulio, you can see what is the trick over the penalty over there. That
yeah.
I will get a 16 over there.
Nardizio is now sailing upwind, trailed by Francesco Marrai on Black Mamba. Is really fast on the water. He's a former Italian Olympian. He was sailing in the laser class, and we have Spinaher in on the gate. Then Tyrone and Bubaldo, Marco Gradoni, that after some penalties is still in play and is in position number 6. Alberto Carraro is 7th. And Bubaldo, the yellow boat, is right in front of him. And what do you think about the situation, Giulio?
No, I think Alberto take 2 penalties. Unfortunately, one on the offset leg and one exactly just turning the mark. So now he's in 8th position, and he already recovered the situation. Giving 2 penalty to 2 boats. I don't remember the name.
One was the organizer that was trying to push me, so I do not feel any problem to give a penalty to the organizer. And let's see what's happened here.
You will have again Bubaldo, So we'll see if the.
I thought they passed behind.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, I got the results after 3 races.
One question, Mauro.
Yes.
When we will have so there are 15 races exactly, and 3 discards. So it's one discard per day, more or less.
No, at the end you will discard obviously 3 worst results.
Yeah.
And I have now not under my hands right now the notice of race regarding the discard, and we have to sort to discover it. I have to go in checking, while I want just to update you with the results after 3 races with Said for Real, that is on the top of the ranking is Gonzalo Ribeiro with 6 points. And
he's a great sailor.
Gonzalo Ribeiro
is a great J7 natural sailor. He's a Portuguese guy.
He's coming actually from Portugal. Then Stefano Bragadini and Simone Musonero tied on 7 points. Then Marco Gradoni with 8 points. 9 points for Ioannis Papaiordanus, and then Francesco Marrai with Mamba. Alberto Carraro has 10 points, so he's just 4 points far from the leader of the ranking.
Not that bad.
Not bad.
Nardizio is doing the race by himself and the top of the ranking right now, and is ready to cross with something like 300 meters of margin over Black Mamba. Black Mamba is doing another good job also with Marco Gradoni, so they will improve their position in the ranking after 4 races, and this is the penultimate race of the day. I have to remember to you that we are going sailing 5 races per day, and we will return live on Sunday with other 6 group on the water. So Giulio, you have to wait to return to sail. You have to train a lot.
Guys, I do not want to spoil it, but I'm going 2 knots faster than Marco.
He's covered now, so
now you are in front of him, and you will be in front of him on the finish line.
great recover.
5th, guys.
So at the end, you told me at the beginning, I will discard the 5th place, but I think that is a good result to be bring forward in the series. Giulio, do you think to discard the 5th results until the end, or you will keep it?
You are asking at me if I'll stay with a 5th or not. I for sure stay with a 5th.
he's like the blackjack with 16. I stay.
If I can buy a 5th place to Alberto, I'm happy to buy it. You know?
What are your results? I believe you have a 2.62. I remember something like that.
No, I say 2.5. 5.5, a bad race 13, I think, or something like that. Then a 2nd and a 6th. So not so good.
So we know already what you're going to discard, right?
Yeah. After this first series, yes.
Guys, we are used to say in Italy that when someone is really fast, sta facendo il fumo. So in this moment, doing smoke in the race in the fleet number 4 is Stefano Bragadin, that won also race number 4 in front of Jonakis, Sparrow the first, Italy 8089, and Ersin Gunturk. We have to thank Ottavia Reggio for the results coming from the fleet number 4.
So he won all the race?
No, in this moment I think that he has 3 first and maybe 1 different. I'm going to check in the other WhatsApp group. We are full of WhatsApp groups here to check it out. And he has 1-1-5-1.
Not bad.
Wow. So we have to call him later to get a statement, because it's impossible. We have to send also him a message low down, because with that result it will be tough.
Giulio, I know that it's time for you to go, because I know that you are working on something really special for the next week, and I don't want to anticipate nothing. Obviously, you are at home and you are preparing something from your home. I know that you are doing a lot of gym also during the day, that you are spending.
I'm doing the same. You know, all the sailors are doing more or less the same. We are locked at home. Yeah, it's 20 days that I'm locked here at home, so I try to stay fit, and I'm working a lot as days, and we are preparing something great also for next week. And at the same time, I try to train myself to be ready when we will be back on the water.
So, Giulio, many thanks to be here with us, to have spent some fun moment with us. For sure, I will call you again in the upcoming days and have fun and be faster as you can in the water of Virtual Regatta.
Yeah, no, thanks to you guys. Thanks a lot for the chat that we had. Thanks, Alberto, for the tips, and I'll try to practice a little bit during these days, and we'll see what happens.
But so, I can't wait from the moment that we will have Alberto and Giulio on the same race course chatting together.
I'll try to stay not too close to Alberto.
But I think that you can't be so relaxed like Alberto while you are helming.
I'm not going to attach him on the downwind.
That's sure.
Yeah, because
Thank
we
you.
will be so much in front. That's the point.
No, no. Okay,
Thank
guys,
you,
thanks a lot.
Thank you, Giulio.
Thank you, Giulio.
Yeah, you're ready for the next race.
Yeah, we're
Have fun.
all ready. Not a last
guys.
tip before we start.
Sorry?
Not a last tip before I start.
No, okay. At the moment, is the right shift for sure. Okay.
Thank you,
Ciao,
Giulio.
Giulio.
Ciao.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao, ciao, Giulio. Ciao. Okay,
So-
Alberto, so we are again, me and you, here to comment the last race of the day, the final race, race number 5. It seems to me that our engine also in Melges Europe is now really well heated. We are receiving infos from all the race courses. We are also updated almost days after race regarding the overall ranking. We have to thank Luisa Bambozzi and Silvia Gallegati, Silvia De Lutti, Ottavia Reggio, and Matteo Sprecacenere, Marco Querci. They are all doing an incredible job to bring fun to our participants. But the most important is that we have a lot of sailors joining the virtual regatta platform to be with us in the Melges community, and I think that this is really, really amazing. I have to thank you also, you Alberto, because you are delivering some great experience to our followers.
Thank you so much, Mauro. Let's see what we can do this last race, because this one will be interesting. Because right now, as you can see, between Nardizio and Black Mamba and Marco Gradoni, this one will be a tough race.
So you have some open account, as we can, if we can bring some Italian way to say something. You have some open account with Marco Gradoni. You have something to solve. It seems to me you are all the time fighting also with Black Mamba.
Yeah, but I do not. I do not keep the grudge between the races. I just do what I need to do, and that's it. I just stay with them because they're really strong, and they will be stupid to leave them alone. And actually, I've done a good start. No, I was not. OCS.
You have to return in. You were OCS, and now you have to recover.
Yeah.
You are lucky because right now you have some penalized boat, but now you are sailing.
And I give a penalty also to Nardizio.
Nardizio, that is now
No,
falling down in the
Cookson
ranking.
actually. It was Cookson. Nardizio
But you
is
have
here on the left.
Marco Gradoni, that is not so far from you, but Marco Gradoni is easy sailing from a lot of time in the virtual regatta platform or not?
I know him from the World Rolex Sailor of the Year. I saw there was a news actually from the virtual regatta platform regarding his subscription to the platform. I saw him only in this kind of big events, never in smaller events or in the normal race.
It seems to me that he is really, really focused on the race, so he knows perfectly how to manage the situation. You are now struggling.
I'm struggling because of the connection. As you see, I didn't want to tack. He tackled by himself. You see, it's really difficult in this moment because of the connection also. Not only because I have a really, really strong opponent, but also because
we have Ivo Matic right now leading the race. Marco Querci is out of the game due to the fact that he is our race official. Then we have Alex Loison that is now ready to be on the mark in the first position. You are having some good moment, but it will be really tough for you this mark rounding.
I'm aware, but I learn from the best like Marco. go inside. Don't care too much. Take the penalty and go.
You are supposed to be inside of the top 7 right now.
And we have
Black
Mamba
got
to
a
speak.
penalty. So Marra is in trouble. You are 6th with Marco Gradoni that is 5. Alex Loison is reaching some top speed, sailing downwind, and is putting a lot of distance between him and the opponents, with Marco Querci that is out of the game, that is virtually 2nd, Ivo Matic 3rd, Nardizio is 4th, and Marco Gradoni in 5th position. All the boats are now sailing on in the same direction. Nardizio jibe, and also Alberto Carraro is jibing. We are on board with Alberto Carraro that is now trying to cover Nardizio, and Nardizio is sailing downwind about 14 knots, and now is losing speed, while Alberto Carraro seems to be inside of some puff of wind, but is jibing again to be far from the trouble that are coming on the other side of the race course. Now Alex Loison is sailing upwind with some huge margin over Ivo Matic. Marco Querci got a penalty, but he is virtual. Nardizio is is now 3rd, it seems to me, with Marco Gradoni in 4th position. Alberto Carraro, that was OCS on the starting line, that is now in position number 5. So the situation when we are sailing in the 2nd upwind leg of the final race of the day of the 1st edition of the Melges Virtual World League is led by Alex Loison, and on the back of him we have Ivo Matic that is more than 100 meters far and is sailing in the wake of the opponent. So for the moment, no chance to go closer to Alex Loison for Ivo Matic that is defending the 2nd position from the return of Nardizio, and Marco Gradoni that is 3 boat length in front of Alberto Carraro. So Alberto, which kind of option do you have from now until the end of the race?
At the moment, in this leg, I do not have many options. As you can see, there is a huge left wing shift that is slowly rotating to the right. I just need to find the best position where to tack, because if I tack over the ley line, I probably will have Nardizio covering me. If I tack lower like him, there is the risk that I cannot manage it. It will be tough. If I go too large like this, I go over the ley line. So, you know, even Marco Gradoni you can see with some issue. And probably a penalty too.
Marco Gradoni is penalized. And now you are in front of him.
Alex Loison in front with a penalty. As you can see, he's upwind with a kite. He missed the mark.
Yes. Oh, big mistake for Alex Loison. He was leading the race. Maybe he had an early jibe. He was too much focusing on how to hoist the kite, and so he missed the mark. And now Alberto Carraro, that was starting from in an OCS way, is having a great comeback. Is now sailing in the 3rd position and is doing better than some previous race. Alex Loison is commenting that he is crying for the mistake with Ivo Matic that is now leading the race, but it will be a great fight between Ivo Matic and Nardizio. There is some separation from the boat. It seems that Ivo Matic is a little bit slower than Nardizio. Nardizio is fighting from far with Ivo Matic, and now is virtually in front of him. We have to wait until the finish line to discover how he's going to finish this race with Alberto Carraro that is under the sail of Galimberti, but Alberto Carraro jibed in the proper way and is now trying to fight again with Galimberti to grab the position number 3. We have Nardizio that seems to be
Sorry if I interrupt you. There is Marco Gradoni, Spinner, and Tyrone that is coming from the right with a huge puff. And I believe this one will be the race I need to discard, because they're coming in really, really fast. And they get in the 1st position. As you can see, there was much more wind on the left-hand side of the racing area, and they get
Yes. Ivo Matic was first, and Marco Gradoni and Spinner, coming from the other side of the race course, were right in front of Nardizio and Alex Loazon. Another great results for Marco Gradoni with Alberto Carraro, that was fighting really well, but was unlucky to be on the wrong side of the race course for the final puff of wind. So, results of the final race of the day for the group number 5. Ivo Matic was on the top of the podium with Marco Gradoni, Spinner coming in second and in third position, then Nardizio, Alex Loazon, that was leading the race with some good margin until the final wind mark, then Tyrone, Alberto Carraro, Galimberti, Alessio Muchacha, the Melges 14 owner, Black Mamba, that is 10th, and for the moment he will discard these results. We are talking about Francesco Marrai, then Cookson, Albin, Knighty, Marco Querci, Baldu, that was the SQ. So, Alberto, you had the first 5 races of your experience here on the Melges Virtual World League. So, what about your feelings?
I have the feeling that it is a really good good fleet. I mean, one of the strongest fleet ever. As you can see, Marco Gradoni, Francesco Marrai, and Alex Loazon are always fighting for the first position, but there is always someone coming in like Ivo Matic, like other racers that are going to screw up on us, and we are focusing to fight between each other, while there are people like Spinner or Tyrone that are coming from behind, get the right path, and sneak up and take a position over us. So this one was really a tough fleet. I don't think there was a fleet with this much changes over the fleet, and it was really interesting. We saw Giuseppe Capaldi in the first fleets, that was always consistent, but even in our group, no one was consistent. We had Black Mamba with a 10th, we have Marco Gradoni, even him with a 7th, I was with a 7th, Alex Loazon was an 8th. So even if there was people that are always fighting for the front, they always have one bad result that they need to discard.
This is the reason why we had the discarding side of the series. I have some info coming from the other race course. I know that we have Simone Busonero that is doing really well, because he was again on the podium of his race with Magia 87 coming in first position, and Francesco Gabbi, that is a pro sailor that is second in the race. And Francesco Gabbi was complaining because he discovered the game just a few days ago, and he told us, guys, I was not aware that I have to fight against someone that is sailing from a lot of years in the class.
I started not as with the first edition, but I started with just the second edition, and was in September 2018. So just right now, just because of this situation, we have a boom of sailor. Before, having over 1,000 skipper was almost impossible. Right now is at 7 in the morning, you have already 1,000 skipper all sailing. We have peak of 3,500 skipper. So right now the game is booming on, and it's really lovely to have some head start against the huge fleet of even a super experienced sailor that are jumping in, and like Francesco Marrai, like Marco Gradoni, that they just started a few months ago, and I'm happy that I have some of the know-how that I can use against my opponents.
I think that you have to scroll down. This is the after 4 races, I think.
Yeah, I'm all the way on the bottom. The last one.
Okay, perfect. So this is, I think, from okay.
So I think we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we do not have the 5th already in. I was a really good position. I was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I was 7th in the world. That was not bad after race 4. Obviously, I have one race less than the group 1, 2, 3. But you know, it was really nice to have Stefano with 8 points. I will be, if we can have the news when Stefano is going to finish his race. If you want, we can try to call him and have him with
Absolutely.
a quick interview.
It will be really a pleasure because he's one of the top player right now in our ranking.
Mm-hmm.
And in a few seconds we will have the overall ranking after 5 races. So great job by the Melges team. We have to thank Luisa Bambozzi that is working a lot on the back while we are doing some fun live commentary for our guests. We have a lot of guys working in our on our events, and I want to thanks again Luisa Bambozzi, Silvia De Lutti, Silvia Gallegati, Marco Querci, Matteo Sprecacenere, Ottavia Reggio. So we have plenty of guys working on the back of the scenes to make us really happy.
Yeah, it was really interesting to have all the system behind, so we can focus only with the race, and will be nice to have all the results. If you want, we can go to Melges Europe to show to the audience where they can see all the results when they will be ready. Probably will be, you know, they have to double check.
It's question of minutes.
Ah, that's great. If we have all the situation in minutes, we can go directly to the
Luisa
website.
is updating us. She's telling us some seconds, and you will have the overall after 5 races, and also the combined ranking after the first day of racing here in the Melges Virtual World League. It's an event organized by Melges Europe along with Mauro Melandri of Zero Gradi Nord and Silvia Gallegatti, but she's also the social media manager of Melges Europe. And as you know, we have tons of players, and we are really happy to have a community so strong that is joining our way to spend the time that the hard time that we are living all together.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to show to our audience, our guys,
this is the
Facebook account
of Melges Europe, and
where you can find also all the information.
They are posted during the night by Silvia, that is updating, and she's also answering to all the questions that we have from our sailors. Silvia Gallegati, I was talking about her few minutes before, and we have the ranking. If you're going to check the WhatsApp group, we have the ranking coming from Luisa.
So let's go to check the ranking.
She has just tell us good night, Silvia De Lutti. She's telling us that she has finished the job for tonight, and also to Silvia Gallegati. While we are waiting from Luisa, as you can see, the last message is of Luisa is this is the ranking after the race.
Do you want me to show it races around?
No, this is still the previous one
this
that we had.
The previous one.
So now we have the message.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Do you want me to show it?
So, yeah, sure.
Okay.
It will be great. And great job, Alberto. Thank you. So we have from the first position Stefano Bragadin with 11 points. 1, 1, 5, 1, 3. And we have Simone Busonero on the equal with 11 points. Look at the scoreline of Simone, is really impressive. Gonzalo Ribeiro, we know that he's a really strong sailor and is with 13 points in position number 3. Ioannis Papagiordanus, 15 points. Then Fabrizio Nardi on 15. Marco Gradoni, that is 7th, 16 points. Francesco Marrai is with 21, 8, and Alberto Carraro is 9th with 22 points. In 10th position, we have the owner of Siderwald, Melges 20, winner of the circuits in the Corinthian division the past year, Marco Giannini, Magia 87. But I can tell you something, if you go scrolling down in our group, we have the combined ranking after the first day of racing. So the leader of the
no, wait,
officer...
I don't think this one is the... No, it's not the combined.
I think that she has...
I see 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 6. She take the same thing, I believe.
The same and...
I'm trying to understand.
Luisa is writing to us that we have to underline that all the equals are still not solved. So they have to work on the when we have the officer ranking, we can give the position, but when we have the equals, someone can be 2 place for in front or 2 place on the back, but it will be just a question that will be solved with the end of the series, because the system is now collecting all the info and will distribute the results.
We have to tell her that it is not the overall. Because of the group A, no, not even group A, because it's only 4, 5, 6, right?
Yes, absolutely. Oh, and here we have the officer ranking, thanks to Luisa.
Thank you so much.
After the first day of racing, we have the pleasure to tell you the provisional, absolutely provisional ranking of the Melges Virtual World League. We had just 6 group racing out on 12 groups that we have, and the situation is Stefano Bragadin, 11 points, it's leading the race, with Simone Musonero and Giuseppe Capaldi on the equal. So we have 3 skippers at the top of the ranking with 11 points. Then Gonzalo Ribeiro, 13 points, Ugur Ezen, 14, Ioannis Papagiordanus, 15 points, Fabrizio Nardi, 15, Marco Gradoni on 16, Yaser Aribas, 18 points, Cedric Shank, 19, Francesco Marrai, 21, and Alberto Carraro, 22, Marco Giannini, 23, Julian Stuckel, 24, Bertil Balser, 26, 25, James Kroos Blay, 26, Max Stein, 27, Samuel Naldi, 27, Federico Buscaglia, 27, andando avanti ancora, Ettore Botticini, sempre 27, Ivo Matic, 27. Questi
27, just to translate, it was 27.
27, guys, sorry, 27. But I see some face close to me. I think that we are ready to have a guest with us.
Yeah, I just called the winner of the first day of the Melges Virtual World League. We have here with us Stefano Bragadin. Hi, ciao Stefano.
Hello everybody.
Ciao Stefano.
I have to tell you congratulations about this amazing first position.
Thank you, Alberto.
How was
it? I was just lucky.
Why you were just lucky?
Just because I had the lucky to win the first 2 races, and then I was second on the 3rd race, but an Italian boat, Match Ita, gave me a penalty on the finish line, and I finished the 5th. So I'm very worried about that. I'm very upset because I was second and I haven't do anything to to happen this. So it was a pity because I was second. He gave a penalty to me and to the 3rd boat without no reason, and so it's a pity. Anyway, fifth place, and then won the first, and then again third place. It was amazing. The level is very high, and enjoy my boat. My Melges 24 has never ever made three firsts in a row, 3 wins in a row in the Melges 24 races. So for me, it's amazing. Thank you very much.
You are talking about a really tough class, Stefano, but I have to inform you about something. You were talking about match ITA, and I have to underline that you were penalized by the youth match racing world champion Ettore Botticini.
Yeah,
So
I know.
you were penalized by Ettore, that is now 20th in the ranking, and he has also a first in race number 3. So what do you think about the system that we have created for this event? Do you like the idea to race in the batteries, to have 3 discard? So you are really experienced, so I want to know your opinion about the way that we are managing the game.
Yeah, it's okay. But if I were you, because if I well understand, I'm not sure, but if I well understand, after 15 race and 3 discard, we will take the first 19 both. Is it correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So I think that a lot of people will be how to say, I don't know, will be not in the ranking, not in the medal. So maybe a semi-final, 2 semi-final should be created in order to give an opportunity to the boat which cannot, which for example can 20 and will be excluded by the ranking, by the medal. So I hope to be on the 19 boats, but maybe I will not. So it should be a chance for the following boats to have a ranking for the following boat over the 20. So this is just my opinion, of course. Anyway,
Stefano, let me tell you, it's a really good tips for us. You know, we are still in the qualification series, so if we have to decide to give to the sailors some more chance to be more with us, to have more fun, I think that no one will complain if we will decide, obviously, as soon as we can, to manage to have some kind of semi-finals, trying to invent something to go forward with more races for everyone.
Yeah, I just give you an example. The FIDIF, Italian Federation, now we will compete for interzonal, interregion races, and at the moment today, the races the races is opening today, and there are 1,163 boats which are at the moment participating. So I think it's a good idea to have semi-final, final, and then the medal race for the first stop. Anyway, it's okay. I very hope to be on the first 19 boats. So good luck to everybody. Good luck to Alberto and everybody who is racing on this amazing class. And I love Melges class.
Thank you so much, Stefano. And I have to join you in the compliment that you are doing to Alberto, because thanks to Alberto we can stream races and we can have fun, while I have all the guys of Melges working really hard to deliver the best experience to everybody. At the end, I think that is not so easy to have such a ranking like this ready just a few minutes after the end of 5 races that you have sailed. So we have also to thank all the guys that are working for us, trying to deliver the best experience. Thank you again, Stefano, and many compliments for your performance.
Thank you. Goodbye, everybody. Good night.
Thank you, Stefano. I wanted to just point out one thing. We have Simone Busonero asking if Stefano is really the first. We have to tell that all the tide are not already done, so they will be done. And as I can see, there is Simone that should be the first, because we have no. Stefano should be
Stefano
the first.
Bragadin has more. Right now, if you are going to look in the sailing way, the first is Stefano Bragadini that has more first position.
Yeah, because they tied up for 2 first, but the next one will be a first for Stefano, a third for Simone, and that's why Stefano should be in front of him, and that's why he's the winner. But
before to go closing our streaming, what do you think about the idea of Stefano Bragadin maybe to think about the idea to have some semifinals?
It will be amazing for me, because I feel that when the Group B is going to race, I will be out, because more or less you have to think that the top 10 for one group and the top 10 for the other group will be in. I'm already 12, so it will be really nice. But there is still a possibility for me. Is a selfish way, but I think the level is really high. We have a lot of sailors right now that are just outside. We have Ettore Botticini that he's tied up for going in, and so it will be really a big lose to have him and not Ain. Ivo Matic show up. He's a really skilled sailor, and they're all tied up at 27 points. So think about if we have people that have this level that will be out from the final. It will be a loss.
Let me tell you, I'm just the live commentator with you, but I will try to bring forward this kind of idea, explaining that people want to go racing as much as they can.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I have also to make some final update to our customers, and Luisa Bambozzi from Melges Europe is telling that we are almost ready to have all the provisional ranking on the website of the Melges 32 class and of the Melges 20 class, and as soon as they will be published, Silvia Gallegati will be publish everything on the social media of the Melges Europe and also of Zero Gradi Nord, that is the communication manager of the Melges classes. So Alberto, it's almost midnight, and
it's time to wrap up.
And I have to thank you again, and hope that all our customers are really happy about the stuff that we have provided to them. We had Giulio Desiderato from North Sales as our guest, Stefano Bragadin, that is the leader of the ranking, along with Simone Busonero, and if I remember well, the Portuguese guy is Gonzalo Ribeiro.
Okay, yep.
And so it will be on Sunday that we will have the next appointment with our customers. You will be not racing, and so you will be completely free to comment with me.
Yeah, absolutely. Everything will be...
Guys, I have to say to you good night before to leave the mic to Alberto. Good night. In Italy we say buonanotte, and it will be again time of Melges Virtual World League in just 2 days' time. It will be again time to go sailing on Sunday.
Thank you so much, Mauro. It's time to wrap up this lovely episode. Guys, it was a pleasure to have all the guests here. Mauro that helped me with an amazing commentator. We have, as you said, Stefano Bragadin and Giulio Desiderato. And guys, hope to see you next time on Sunday. And